is me, Trader Max, here from the Shogun Gun Show here on January 23rd, 2025. And we are, well, it's been such a great day so far. Even just meeting the brand new people that we have. Our show today here at the Shogun Gun Show is brought to you by our sponsor, returning sponsor from last week, which is awesome. Normally you don't do two in a row, but we kind of had some mix up last week. We got that all handled this week, but we're joined by Space-Cadet from Stinkcoin. How you doing, Space-Cadet?
Beautiful day here in Miami. Just released that. There is more to come. More to come.
More to come. There you go. Well, thanks, buddy. I appreciate you being here today, and being a sponsor for the show, because we kind of mixed a few things up. But we're here today. We're also we did have a whole bunch of panelists up. Are they back up, Mr. Quinton? Are they? There's DC. I don't know. They're not there yet. He didn't come back in.
Not
no
yet.
One's back in. Not bad. All right. Well, guess what? Those that snooze may lose from this point. But what we're going to do is today's show is really cool. We have a secret topic to talk about here at the chill portion. But how this works today, of everybody, is in the Shill, Chill, and Alpha show for the Shogun Gun Show. It's all about your time to flex, right? And we want to put this stuff out to everybody in the network, to have an opportunity to talk about your coin, talk about your community, talk about the reality of this industry, where we don't get a lot of time to be able to do that in our standard spaces. We created this network because Spaces kept on rugging. We love you, Elon, and we're going to keep being here and supporting Twitter. But man, that Spaces thing was getting us kicked out all the time, really getting very frustrated. So we built this system through StreamYards and this network, and we love this format. We love working with all of you. You guys absolutely rock. Now, for the panelists that are here, we really appreciate you hooking up your Twitter accounts to the process. We have just about everybody. We got to get DeFiTimesZ on board, getting his Twitter accounts on if you can, and attach to that process as part of the rules of the panelists. And we have this opportunity to put this out to just so many people so they can hear the wonderful projects that are here along with yours. Because if you're listening to your project, they're listening to everybody else's, and so is all the other networks. We usually hit about our all-time high so far was 2010. 2,000 consecutive viewers at one time, which is absolutely amazing. Better than any Spacious show I've ever done, ever, right? And we've had some pretty good Spacious show. But this is all impromptu. It's all right off the cuff. This is so much fun. Now, how this show is going to work out is that we're going to do an introduction to all of our panelists, and as well as our sponsor, as we just did with our sponsor, but we're going to do it with our panelists as well. You'll get out and come out and talk just for a few minutes as I say hello to you. And then we're going to jump right in and get our first Shillers up. Shillers, your job is to actually come on and tell us all about your coin and community, all the great stuff that you want us to know. But remember, be respectful of that 3 to 4 minute time. Okay. I want to give you some extra time today, but I also want to probably, if I see something, I'm going to say something and talk as well. So be prepared for a lot of mm-hms and yes, and try to keep the temperature going well with your show. Lastly, I'm going to be able to show on the screen the different things that are in Europe, unless you're like some of the people and some of the Shillers down there. If you want to share your screen, please do so. You'll do so right. I'll bring up all your stuff. You can share your screen. And if not, that's okay. I should have all of your networks ready to show what everything's going on, from your coins to your website to just about everything. Okay. So we're going to get started right now. All right. So introductions. Who do we got up in the panel today? So 2 out of the 3 panelists showed up, which is absolutely awesome. The first one to come in was PILF, which when I hear is penguins, I like them. Welcome, PILF. How you doing today?
I'm doing good. How you doing?
We're doing really well. I can't wait to hear more about this coin and this community and where it's going to go. I can't wait to see what's going to happen. So I appreciate you being here. You're representing an awesome community from what I'm seeing and everything where you're at. And I know you guys are just starting out and getting stuff going, which I can't wait to hear about more in the moments to come.
Hell yeah. Thanks for having us.
You're welcome. Also, and I kind of made a mistake here. I should have probably introduced my co-host, Crypto Quinton. Co-host, how you doing, buddy?
Hello, I'm doing great, sir. How about you?
Hey, not a problem. You know, you got to go with the flow here sometimes. The old mouthpiece starts to talk too much. And
you guys get excited when there's a lady in the house. Come on now.
There you go. Well, I have a few ladies in the house, and I try to keep that door closed. I don't want to get running around all over the place. But we got Crypto Quinton here today, is our co-host, our second chair, our primary right-hand man of the network, buddy. Always appreciate you being here. You got some stuff to contribute and be a part of the show today. Absolutely wonderful, buddy. Great work on helping getting everything set up.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
If you ever want to know how we get all these people in, all the great people from our outreach team, from Shane and Crix and Krupp and YOLO and Mage and everybody in the back, and also with the great help of Amos Burton, our second chair and the co-host.
Hello. Just over here eating some Captain Crunch. Let's get it.
Captain Crunch right in the radio. Oh, it works always so into your favor. It's an amazing thing. Crunch louder, right? That's the best way to get muted. All right. And of course, as we get down to the panelists, we introduce PILF, but we also have somebody kind of famous around here. I appreciate it. DeFiTimesZ, how you doing?
I'm good. I don't know about famous though.
You don't know about famous? How about infamous? Would that be better? we can check that one.
I normally get rude.
You get rude, okay? Well, we'll try to keep the rude side down, or I'll have to give a bunch of kicks. But other than that, we're doing pretty good. I'm just
trying to set up my stream. This is the first time I've used this.
Okay, no worries.
I'm having to sign in, and so I can stream this on Twitter. So please bear with me.
Hey, man, it's okay, because this is only the first one of many that I hope to see you in. I love your magazine. I love what you've committed to be over there to get a lot of information out about people. Would love to do an interview with you about the whole history of DeFiTimesZ and what you're doing over there. I've been back and forth in your DMs here every once in a while, and some of the shows that I've seen you do. Always love the content you build and the real concept of everything you have, and I do appreciate you being here today.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, it's good to see you, DeFiTimesZ. It's been a minute since we've been on a call together, but happy to see you around. It's been a minute.
every day just comes in at full speed. Time's just flying. It's unbelievable.
Oh yeah, especially now.
Yeah, we have a lot of stuff to kind of cover and get into. So it's been so many great things that have been happening, especially in this space. So many more things to kind of get into. All right. So how this is all going to work out, we're going to come out with our first shiller here. And once we get into our first shill, this is what's going to start the pace of the show. We're going to go for the first about hour. Now, normally right at this point, I start to really look at what I think that we can kind of hit to holy crap. Okay. What we can kind of hit to today. And we have a lot of people on board. Our all-time high is 2,000. I would love to break that number. Do I think we could do it? Absolutely. If we all pull together and we invite our teams and our people to watch our respective streams wherever you're out. Okay, some are streaming right now. There's some watching on TikTok, but the TikTok numbers don't actually affect into this number that I'm doing live. So that number could be always up or down. But we also have some other people that are streaming. We got Penguin's mom on 2025 streaming. We got Space-Cadet, who's a force to be reckoned with. Let me tell you right now. Shogun Cryptos, we're streaming from our X channel. Dreamcat Solana actually doing it as well. And I'm pretty sure DeFiTimesZ will jump up there. And the infamous and the most powerful thing out there, Trader Max's YouTube channel, which has 3. So I love you guys over in YouTube. Don't get me wrong. I'm using you, YouTube. I swear to God. But we're already sitting at 209. I normally will do a screen print of the process so you can see it, and I'll show it live every time that we do one of these announcements of our rolling processes. You can kind of see, if I can drop that down right about there, you can see it. 215 people. Let me try to do that one more time because it didn't show the things that are boom right there. You can kind of see it right there, right? So you can kind of see what the number is and where everybody is at. So this is like a running gag with us, right? Like, who's in the lead, who's going to win, where it's like the whose line is it anyway? What do the winners get from that point? They're going to get a big old hello. And you know what? We may have one day something for everybody, but the kudos will go to the end. Who has the most? Right now, we're kind of in the lead of Shogun Cryptos, but I'm pretty sure Space-Cadet's just revving up the shit right now to get started and clean our clock like he did last time. Now, we only have enough room for 15 people inside the show. So if you're watching and you're looking to come into the show, I do apologize. We only get room for 15. As we shill out, if you want to stick around, please do so. But if you got things to do, don't feel bad about splitting if you have to. But make sure you try to stick around and watch the show externally through one of the systems and watch, because we're going to talk about your coin no matter what. All right. Everybody ready?
I'm still setting my thing up.
Come on, DeFi, you got to get it together, buddy. We need you in there. I know you guys are pretty strong over on Twitter.
I've got to set up a brand new account for some reason.
Oh, no. I know. I think we sent you out an email with all what you had to do. And I know that you got a whole bunch of different conflicting information, but don't worry. You can always come back. We can always redo. Take your time. Hit Mr. Quinton up in the private chat as well, and he can kind of help you, walk you through that way if you have any problems. So mute your mics if you're not out talking, and let's get started. Our very first person up was the guy who was sitting in here the entire time. We got Zack. Let me bring you up here.
Hey,
how you doing, buddy?
What's up? Thanks for having me, Trader Max, and everyone else here in the Shogun team. Super stoked to be here. Kudos to you guys for the professional show, right? No wonder you had 2,000 viewers. You're leveling up here, so I'm happy to be here.
Oh, yeah. Now, let me ask you a question, because I see up here there's a Dreamcat Solana. Is that you?
Yeah, Dreamcat Solana. That's me.
You hooked that up. You're not even a panelist. You didn't even have to do that. That's major kudos. I want you to stick around through the entire show with us today. Is that okay?
Right, yeah.
I appreciate that, man. That's you rock, dude. I appreciate it.
This is what you guys are doing, and hopefully it's cutting my time. Just quick thoughts. I know I'm first up here.
Please.
Just I believe we see a lot of player versus player. I believe in player pump player. You see the attention going to all the Trump stuff everywhere, and the people who are here today, those are the people who are the visionaries, and you can get so much further just by supporting, even in different buckets. So
absolutely. If you remove ego from that ecosystem, right? It's an ecosystem most of the time. And now with this ecosystem that we're creating for Shogun, this is like, if you think about the city as the catalyst where you could buy stuff in the marketplace, and then you have a village of all these beautiful coins, and the rest of the world is what fights us. We're in this Shogun kind of world right now that we're creating for Shogun, is to not be battling you guys. We're not in competition with any of you coins. Right? And any coins that we have, we're a coin ourselves, and we have a whole ecosystem that's coming of multiple coins, but we're not in competition. In fact, we're here to support you at every level that you guys are at. And it doesn't matter what level it is, whether you need bots or what have you, but you're absolutely right. We are here to change this industry. We're not here to make it richer for us. We're here to make it richer for everybody. So, and you make that possible. But even doing the simple common thing of sharing your Twitter space up there, which we really do appreciate.
Yeah, of course,
so why don't you jump in and tell us about Dreamcat? I'm going to share your screen. I'm going to share your part of the screen.
Yeah, awesome. Thank you. I love to get a visual. First of all, you can see me here. My name is Zack Krupp. I'm proud to be a doxed dev here representing Dreamcat. We've been here for going on 10 months now, closing in on 10 months. As crazy as it sounds, we tell the team, I say it here, it feels like we haven't even started yet. That's the truth. And if you're real in this space and you have vision, I think that's the reality, right? Is, you see meme coins here. We're in an amazing space. Things can go to the moon in hours. If it didn't happen in 2 days, hurry up. What's going on? Send it, right? And what the approach we've taken here with Dreamcat, which I'm passionate about, is I came here and I had a vision. I never thought I'd make a meme coin. I've been in crypto since 2020. I was an XRP guy getting started, and I saw an opportunity here. When I was looking just as an investor like everyone else, I saw a theme, and that theme was in the Solana trenches, digging through things. I saw Solana meme coins were happening. There was a lot of energy, a lot of big players building there. And what I also found in the process was there was an abnormal amount of cats. And I said, okay, well, you got Popcat going here, you got Wen Cat, Shark Cat, Michi, all these cats are running to several hundred million. And I saw this months ago. And what I did is, being a visionary, I developed, a thesis. I said, dogs, 2021, ETH, 2021, I see it clear, 2024, and cats. And so I capitalized on this mainly because my whole life is about dreams. You can see I have my, not to shill my own clothing too hard, but I have a dreamer clothing line. I'm an entrepreneur and dreamer, been in the personal development space, kind of like a Tony Robbins, if you're not familiar, for going on 7 years. And so I said, I had a plan next year to create a new brand all around dreamers, right? So that's a little on the backstory. I'm here to stay. I see meme coins being explosive. I see this is the first meme coin run ever, and I'm here to be a builder. I haven't sold a token. We've ran up to 735K as our all-time high, purely organic. And, now is a great opportunity because we had a hack on our first StreamYard stream ever. We were hacked, lost all my meme coins, lost a dev wallet. So God. Yeah, brother, that's the beginning, and just in my remaining few minutes here, just tell you guys a little about what Dreamcat's about,
Please do.
So Dream Cat is the most successful cat in the world. I'm doing a stream tonight at 8. If you're there, I'll be wearing a suit and tie, just like Dream. Our mission here is really to inspire people, right? We want to inspire. We want to inspire people to chase their dream. We want to inspire people to dream bigger, because most lose sight of it. Most are in the rat race. And most importantly, we want to make dreams come true. And the way that we do that is not just through education. 10% of our supply is dedicated to funding dreams. So you can see here, we have a achievement-based chart where as we climb the ladder, we're going to give away giveaways going from 10K vacation, a Tesla Model 3, and we're really just flipping greed upside down, right? The greatest way to stand out is doing the opposite of what you see. What I see here in crypto is it's normal to rug. It's normal to think short term and take the 200K. It's player versus player. It's short term. It's not really based in substance. We're flipping. So instead of talking about Iggy Azalea's butt, right? Mother, shout out to them. She's still consistent. We want to talk about your dreams. So one way we do that is, giving away token. Here's our lineup here on our distribution. We have this full 10 months in. None of the team supply is distributed. None of the marketing supply is distributed. 0.5% of the dream supply is distributed. So when you're looking at long-term projects, you can say, we have something here. How have we been able to last with 10 months, maintain attention without any KOL, any marketing? And that's what we're doing. It's real and people pick up on that. So we just invite people to join our community. Obviously, there's so much more here too. How am I doing on time? What, I got a minute?
You're doing good. Yeah, a minute or so. Okay. I want you to be around for a little while too. We may even have some stuff for you to come up because you are sharing your stream, and I really do appreciate that. So, because I'll even come out and do a coin read sort of inside the show sometime here and looking, because I'm seeing some great activity on your chart as well. So good job.
Excellent. Yeah, I appreciate that. Well, respect to everyone else. I'll try to keep it a little short here. A couple other big things we got to hit on, right? First of all is we're here. I just told you how big cats are going to be. I made a post yesterday. If you did the Jupe airdrop at the end, there's a video with 10 cats in it. Cats to me is the #1 meme coin meta. We identified this, which is why we built the Cat Collective. We do this every 2 weeks. It's all for cats to shill and chill. It's just like the Shogun crypto page. We believe in uplifting and empowering other cats for a bigger common purpose. So that keeps us in the mix, right? Other main goals, the biggest one that I didn't even touch on is for me, it's all about dreams. I'm long-term. I do want to build a large community of dreamers. So for us, it's a big ambition. We dream very, very big, form the largest community of dreamers in the world. Yes, in the world. That is possible with this vehicle. We see the vehicle. Meme coins are going to be huge. So it's a positive environment where you're encouraged to pursue greatness and chase your biggest dreams. Hop in our Telegram. You'll see personal development content. We're starting a book club soon. I'm talking to an attorney tomorrow for something big. So all I can say is this is a real project. You can check out some of our get a view side of Dream. Right, he is the most successful cat in the world, so he's done anything and everything. But yeah, that's a little bit about Dream. Give us a check us out. Take a look.
Great job. That was awesome. You did a perfect show. Really nicely done.
Thank you.
So a big question is because over at Shogun, we have, so on the board, you see all of our stuff are anthropomorphic animals, right? So that are samurai. And we have this process. So on our main board, our top line, which we call the top 4, it used to be top 5, sort of at that point, are 2 dog-like creatures and 2 cat-like creatures, right? We have the bobcat and we have the panther, right? So I think half of our organization, cat-dog mentality, but there's a lot of others. There's alligators, and as you can kind of see, there's a slimy little gecko down below.
You can get yourself in there.
It's not that slimy.
That was real funny, wasn't it? Little blue-eyed gecko down below. No, we can't. No, we love Amos. He's awesome. But yeah, I really do appreciate the meme factor of noticing trends and value there.
Yeah, I appreciate that. Yeah, and thanks for giving me the chance just to share it with you guys.
Perfect. So now that Zack has just done a really nice shill for his coin and everything, just a quick station identification here and some updates on the numbers. At 20 minutes in, we're sitting at 512 people in. I'm going to take a quick screenshot of the network there so you can see on how well things are going. Let me get my screen up and shared as well up on the site. You see, there's my pretty face. I always screen capture the most weirdest look. Like one, I was like, ooh, it's like, what the hell happens? It's all a little mixed up today. So Shogun Crypto's hitting at 298. Woo. Space-Cadet coming in at 114. Awesome. Penguin's mom 44. Mr. Max's little X has only got 13. And then we have our two favorite people over on Trader Max's YouTube channel. I think is Amy, and it might be Clark, maybe, who knows. Dreamcat Solana in the last second, 33. And DeFiTimesZ has their stuff on, which is awesome. DeFiTimesZ with 8 right now. Awesome. I can't wait to see how that pans out over the next hour. So thank you so much to you, Zach, for being here. Please make sure that you stick around. I want to try to bring you up in the next segment as well, called the Chill Time.
Cool.
Now,
thank you.
just so you all know, that's how it's done. Super simple, super creative. Nice work done, Zach. In our chill time, we have a question to ask everybody here in the network. And I know this is going to get kind of heated in a way, but it's going to be simple. It's how do you handle yeets? And how do you see them in the real world? You know, in that mentality of yeets, there's going to be a lot of questions to say, like, and I want to hear some creative ways how you deal with them and how you talk about them and what you do in the network. I want to see your true response to what yeets are. All right, so let's get into the next one, which I think, Mr. Quinton, we had DBTC CTO lead coming.
Yes,
right?
sir. Yes.
All right, here we go.
Hey,
DBTC,
how's it going, man?
Doing well. It's glad to have you here today.
Yeah, it's good to be here. I like getting out, and this is all new to me, so it's kind of fun as things progress.
Absolutely. Well, this ain't easy, right? Like putting these shows together. Like I met with somebody here a couple of weeks ago that they're like, oh, I use StreamYards all the time, and then you see one of their shows and it's them just yakking at each other and bad sound and music and everything else. But it takes a lot to do. So even on my level, I've been doing this for a long time. So hey, listen, anything you got, we can cover, we can handle, we can redo. It's fine. I hope, first of many shills that you get a chance to be here. Please,
yeah, that'd be awesome.
Come back. All right, so tell us a little bit about what you're doing over. I'm going to share my screen so they can see what's happening. Oh, wrong one. Yeah, there we go. I have so many screens in my system here, so I apologize. There we go. I don't usually like just doing the chart first. I like to come here and grab the website, and that's spooky. Okay, you scared me there for a second. I'm like,
yeah, it takes a second to load. Like I said, we're also I'm very new to all this. I usually buy a bag, hold chill all year and all that, but I saw something going on with this, and I reached out to a few members in the original TG community and kind of got us together, and I told them I thought something weird was going to happen, and sure enough, they rugged us. They turned on the buy bots, bought a boost, and rugged it. I got some people to hold on, and
So tell us what the theory is here, because and again, the DBTs don't buy this coin. Is it like reverse psychology that we're like, don't you buy that coin? Don't you do it?
That's originally what got me into it. I'm like, this is actually kind of genius. It's don't buy this coin. People are especially you got that teenager mentality, I guess.
You ain't going to tell me what to do.
Don't tell me what to do. Yeah. But then
I'm going to buy this coin all day long.
Yeah, exactly. And not only that, somebody was saying the dev was throwing coins in the Binance wallet. At the time, it was like 33% or 34%. And I was like, okay, well, I did my research, and it looks like it's the liquidity wallet for certain soul wrapped tokens on the Binance exchange. So once I saw that, I was like, okay, well, there's a 34% less chance of it getting rugged, which they ended up doing in the beginning anyways.
Yeah.
But then I'm sorry, what was that?
I said, hence the CTO part.
Yeah, exactly. So currently there's 42% of the supply is in the Binance wallet. We also, we encourage our holders to stake their coins in the Meteora meme vault. We're trying to make this floor solid. And as you can tell, this is all organic. We ran a couple ads on Facebook and one on Dex. We did no boost. We got a team of about probably 30 people that are working all the time, just getting the word out, doing raids, Facebook. One of the owners of the Pump Fund page or Pump Fund group on Facebook reached out. He gave me the banner photo for the year because of the project. He loved it. So that was awesome. After getting scammed so many times when we started this CTO, he was the first person to come through and actually help out and keep his word. So
that's awesome.
He's awesome guy. Appreciative. Very, very appreciative of him.
Well, I think the the biggest thing that I see so far, even looking at the chart and seeing the values there, is that liquidity relationship, right? Sitting well above 20% at that level, right? Here just on Dex Screen, right? And there's so many other different Dex tools and, Bird and all these other ones that are out there that show so much more information. But the context of the community is what I'm interested in that network. 1,152 members, 194 of them online. Absolutely wonderful. We're here to shill the show, but we're also here to find coins that have an active community. And how active is your community?
Our community is awesome. Okay, so one thing I've noticed, way more activity when we're doing well. Yeah, obviously,
says everybody in this industry.
Yeah, I mean, this is one thing that I'm learning. They're way more active when we're doing well. When we're not doing as well or on, a sell-off, our team is freaking awesome. These guys work. They named me the lead of this. I didn't name myself
the leader.
No, man, I didn't want to be the leader of this, but apparently they like how I talk and all that. So, I've owned a business for 13 years. It's a construction company, 100-star or 100% 5-star rating.
Mm-hmm.
We have a lot of business owners in this. We have so many different people from so many different walks of life. We got one of our guys is a cybersecurity. We got Web3 developers. Our team is insanely talented. And like I said, they're from all walks of life. And none of us, some of us are devs, not myself. But yeah, we're all investors in this coin.
Let's rethink that. Let's rethink that for a second. If you're in handling the direction and the value of the community and where they're at, and you're using your voice to speak upon that, you're part of that dev ship, right? We always think like devs are, I'm the guy who started the coin, or I'm the one who affects the money. You all have a part of it. You got leaders in there leading and showing and being a part of it, and you're using your mentality and your voice to be here. You're one of the devs now.
Yeah, and I it's kind of cool actually, but I'm nervous too, but because I have a lot of people depending on me, and that's why when I bought the rug pull on the way down, I saw what was happening. I called my brother and I was like, hey, they're gonna rug it, let's buy this and save it. As soon as I did that, I locked all my coins in staking too. It's a 6-hour cooldown period, but I want people to see that I'm not in this. It's kind of like an experiment. I want to see this come back from, a bad thing to a great thing. And our community is awesome. They have stuck it out. We went from a high of like 2.8 million, 2.6 million down to 135,000.
Yeah.
We all thought it was dead. And then if you look at the chart, go back a little bit, there is a God candle on there that hit 2.2 million. That was no boost. That was just talking to people, getting people on board, encouraging them to chill and hold with us. That day right there, that was insane.
Yeah.
It brought back the morale boost that gave everybody was awesome. But yeah, 135,000 to 2.2 million, no boosts, nothing, just word of mouth and, keeping our word to the community.
Referred to as a parabolic movement in this network, this movement that's here, as you see, has an armature up. Now, you always know when things start to settle out, you get violent reaction with a straight God candle either goes up or down in the same amount of time. So I'm on a 15-minute chart here. If we throw it into a 4-minute, it looks a little bit wildly different, but this process of that move over 3 or 4 hours, 12 hours, and then a slow trickle down, this is standard in the industry, especially when you have the coin mechanics that are more about restructuring and rebuilding. But you're sitting in a nice little channel right now of 800,000 to 293 in that area. That's 500,000 in a channel. So you're hitting it right on the nose. You're doing great.
Thank you. I appreciate that, man. These guys work so hard. Our team is awesome. They do not give up. And this is what I try telling people. I'm like, only thing I can promise with this is that I don't give up.
Yeah.
Our team does not give up. I can't promise we'll hit, billions of dollars. That's our goal, obviously.
Of course.
Yeah, obviously. But, you double a dollar 30 times and you got $1 billion. We're at 500,000 floor right now. We're 2/3 of the way there.
Yeah. Well, the good thing is that we say this all the time in Shogun. We're not a product of what happens to us. We're a product of what happens to us and how we respond to it. That's Absolutely. The real product. So you guys have responded in kind, with honor and lack of deception, and you keep it real. But don't buy this coin mentality is kind of freaky to me, because I'm like, okay, I won't buy it. And then I'm out the door. I'm more constructive that way, but I think I'm going to now have to buy it. Unfortunately, break your own rule.
Well, and then one thing, I think we're working on the socials too. Like I said, a lot of us are new to this. We've reached out to Phantom Wallet. A lot of people see that top holder 70%. It scares them off. Our top holders are Binance, 42%. They don't move. Our meme staking wallet, I want to say, is about 13 to 14%. And then whatever Radium holds. Our actual top 10 holders are between 12 and 15%. So I do like to get that out there. We have a guy on our team that does daily analytics and wallets. He tracks wallets and, you know, he's awesome. He's great. Like I said, we have so many different people doing so many different things just to show people what we're about, you know? And I know that top 10, 70% looks scary, but that's not the case. Even on Rug Checker, it shows Binance, Meteora, and Radium as our top 3 holders, and
it's tough.
It's a solid project. We just need to get the word out there.
The Shogun network has an even tougher one when we first started, that the top wallet held 83%.
That's crazy, yeah.
Yeah, it is crazy, and it was me.
Oh, it was you?
So I still hold 78% of it, right? Because we've released a lot back into the margin. But my son, my friends, my best friends in the world, my brother, we own, if you put us all together, have about 89 to 90% of the coin.
But you hold the floor.
And the floor, that's like part of the wall up.
Yeah, I mean, you're holding the building up.
Yeah, exactly, right.
But your face is out there. Yeah, your face is out there and you're not looking to screw anybody. And I think that's important. I support all Docs dev teams. If you have to hide behind a mask, I will not support it. I'm sorry, but you should be able to go out there and show your face if you're handling people's money.
To a certain level, right? There's some people that have a face for radio, and I'll have to admit, I should probably stay behind it.
Myself as well. I should have turned my camera off a long time ago.
I live behind. I love my PFP. Don't get me wrong. Well, listen, I could sit and talk to you all day long, but we don't have that time today. But I do want to make time to talk to you. I love this concept. I want to do an interview with you guys. I think it's going to be a really great relationship over the next couple of weeks as we build into this relationship.
Absolutely.
Great. Thank you so much for being here today.
Thank you for having us. So we really do appreciate the time.
No worries. Now make sure that you got your people in watching. That was DPC. Don't buy this coin. We appreciate you. And now we're going to start getting into the very first. Now we always do 2 shills from the Shiller network, and then we jump into our panelists. Mr. Quinta, did our other panelists ever show up?
Not as I believe. We're going on this note, I do want to bring up super quickly. If you are here in support for another coin, I know there's some confusion with where people are supposed to go. The space is for the participants of the panelists, the shillers, and all those people. If you're here to support a coin, that's fantastic. I'm super happy to hear that. But do so on the front end for now. If you go and you chat there, we'll be able to show it up on screen. But this is 100% not the place to do that. But if you are in here and you're coming in here to participate for our community, let me know in the private chat. You can see that over to the right. But as far as right now, I have not seen them in here so far.
Perfect. So let me jump in real quick. I was trying to stall just for a few seconds here to hope that it would get to the level that I wanted it to get to. But we are vastly approaching 800, but we're at 787 right now. And do another quick screen share and chop in there. You could see what it is. There it is, right there, bastards. Look at that, 786 people, 787, bag up right there. With crypto, Shogun Crypto is kicking it today. Space-Cadet, I don't know, man. I think you were pumping your stuff the other day. That is awesome, man. I appreciate you coming in and being here today. But that's from Stink Coin. They're doing great. Penguin's Mom, 64, absolutely wonderful. Love the organic system there. We got Dreamcat Solana, who's still holding his own down below 54 with DeFiTimesZ. Thank you so much. Another panelist here, which we're going to get to here in just a moment. Poor Trader Mack. He has gained one more over at the YouTube channel. Welcome over at YouTube. Please make sure that you're in. Use, throw all those emojis. Get all those emojis inside your particular chat, wherever you're at, whether or not you're over on Penguins or Dreamcat Solana, DeFiTimesZ. Get people shared into your, pin that post at the top of your level and get as many people in there liking and sharing and retweeting as possible. Get it all the way across the board here. Here at the half-hour portion, we're at 800 people. We just hit 800 while I was blabbering on 805 to be exact. What this is going to tell me is that we're probably going to hit close to 3,000 people today. And if we get to the all-time high here, again, every show has been building and building and building on that network. Please get this out there to as many people as possible. Now, as we know, our sponsor for today is Stinkcoin. We're going to bring Stinkcoin up last to shill their portion of it in the panelist side of it. But just to let you know, there is so many things that are happening in this network. And when we're doing so, stinking it up is all a part of it, right? Now, this is a unique coin that's out there, which we really do appreciate. It has a fun interaction. We could play a lot of innuendo or outuendo or whatever you want to call it. But I really do appreciate them being here today. The first panelist that we're going to talk to was the first one that came in that wasn't a sponsor, and that is PILF. We're going to bring them up right now.
Yo, yo.
How you doing? Doing pretty good. Now, did you want to share your screen or you want me to share the stuff for you?
Can you do it?
I sure can.
This is my first rodeo.
Let me get your good stuff up over here. I'm going to bring up your website first. Boom. And I better share my screen. There we go.
Awesome.
Penguin's mom, the PILF.
Yeah, so I'm sure you guys all know Pingu.
Mm-hmm.
They hyped up their launch so much. I was so excited. I never thought about making my own meme coin, but I woke up early on launch day. I got thousands of dollars ready to go. I threw it in. Boom, system glitched, lost it all. And then I was like,
oh, no.
depressed, crying in bed for 2 days. And then I woke up, drank some champagne, and was like, you know what? I'm just going to launch Pingu's mom and like make a fucking mom joke about this shit. Like, fuck
it. So you're the dev and you've declared that you're Pingu's mom and you're like, I'm taking this shit back. We're making this our own.
Totally.
Fucking, I love it. You're such a badass. That is so, oh, you got the face out there. Lovely. Beautiful. Nice work. Nice job. Welcome and joining us.
Hell yeah.
So give us the history, because you got that point of getting out there and getting the coin on, and then you decided where are you going with this entire network now?
So we launched on Pump Fun, and like it was kind of a joke, but this shit just like took off. We got bonded, like we built an amazing community, and I have 2 other devs. They're both dudes. We all 3 show up every day and just work our asses off on this. And like anyone that's looking for a low market cap coin with a strong community, PILF is it.
Let's talk about that, right? Because low market cap, it sounds like a negative connotation. It's not low. It's a low barrier of entry, of course. But having a lower market cap like this makes it easier for people to get in. But from what I see, I'm gonna trap over your chart here so we can have a look at it. This is a huge network of what we call a working channel, right? We say this a lot in our network, and most guys are when they get into this point of catastrophic failure that they think like this low market cap is a failure. It's not. Even this pumping in a pump fund, this is a normal event that happens in pump fund. That's what happens
when you launch on Pump Fund.
Exactly. Right now, we're launching our launch pad for Pump Fund that'll kind of make this extinct. But in this mentality, this is where you've been working at the entire time. Now, this is a deviation, right? But the real working process I see right about here. Now, that's 56,000 down to the floor, which is about 17, 18. So about 30,000 in this working channel. This is really super strong. The other is the liquidity value to market cap. Really super strong, 50+%. So this is an area of a good buy to be in here to get involved, but not just come over and invest. Go over and invest and get part of the community, which is vast as well, right? Yeah, 199 people.
All day, every day.
You got more than almost about half of the people that you're in your group are in working and doing something and being online, which I love.
Our community is so supportive. That's
Amazing.
What keeps us going.
And the narrative of the movement of itself, of being the mom, how do you play on that? What do? Do you have like good stuff online or videos or memes, or what do you bring to the table?
There's a meme tab right there on our website. You'll see PILF memes.
Oh, PILF
but
memes.
We kind of make fun because like I'm the PILF MILF behind PILF.
Right. That is often. Sell PILF for draw 25. Cute. I love most. These are all awesome. I'm always a sucker for good memes.
Yeah, we try to keep the comedy high.
That's
pun intended.
Awesome. Well, the attitude's high. The experience looks high. It's awesome. I really do appreciate the value that you're bringing here, making it off of something negative out there. What happened with Pengu? To moms still exist. They're out there. Their kids go out and they do their shit and they mess up. And you've taken this on your own responsibility, which I love.
Exactly.
Well, great. I'm glad that you're here with us. You're sharing your stuff up there too in your Twitter account, which is awesome. Great mechanics of organic structure. You can always tell organic structure by the responses from these kind of things. These are consecutive users. We're at 869 right now, and we're just kicking ass and taking names. We're 3/4 of the way for the first hour. I'm hoping that we're going to beat some of our all-time highs. I'm just looking anywhere between 2,000 to 3,000, somewhere, beat an all-time high there, and we kind of get that going. But thanks for being here and chilling out this first part. In our next segment, we're going to get into the chill portion. We're going to be talking about yeeters and how we treat them, yeeters and beaters or what have you. So particularly absolutely wonderful. All right, let's bring up our Mr. Quentin. Oh, you're welcome. Still stick around. We're going to have a lot more to talk about and go through.
I'll be here for sure.
Because I think you're going to be able to contribute a lot to the eating side of it because of the Pengu's drop and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, I've got answers on how I deal with the fucking cheaters.
I love it. I feel like there's a whip involved somehow, and I'm not sure how that's going to work, but it could be. All right. So up next, Mr. Quentin, who do we have up next in the hot seat for Shillers?
So if I remember properly, we have inside of here Lil Rogaine for Mack coin.
For Mack coin. Cool. Here we go. Hey, how you doing?
Pretty good. How about yourself?
Oh, doing well.
Yeah, so it was a little surprised that you guys sent out a DM on Telegram because I'll be honest with you, I don't have any involvement with this coin. I'm just a community member who just joined a week ago. We had some admins who were kind of active in the chat, but they've slowly disappeared because lately there's an event coming up. It's called a cat symbol. So it's a huge event sponsored by Jupiter. And there's a lot of rumors and some lore going around that this meme coin Mack the Meowing Cat, is a secret meme coin project by Jupiter. There's some evidence on the Solana blockchain you can check out where one of the developers from Jupiter created this coin and just kind of went hands off. So it's pretty much a CTO here.
So the coin is actually a CTO that, okay.
Yeah, it was originally.
And so you're just a community member that got reached out to, and you're like, yeah, I'll take on responsibility. Fuck it, let's go.
Yeah, I mean, I was the only one who would step up to the plate. I'm like, well, all right, I guess I'll do this. Like we got to get some more shilling. We got to get more representation out there in the crypto space. And since, the original people who created the Telegram channel, they've slowly have moved back. I'm not too sure if there's something bigger happening behind the scenes, but yeah, I've kind of taken the responsibility to come on the show and talk about Mack.
You're like the last person in the storage container of all the aliens that are coming over right now. Like, you're like, what the fuck happened? So you don't even know where to go, what to do at this point. I appreciate that because I click on the website and it brings me to Cat Symbol 25. Is this the website?
That's it. Yeah. So if you go on Deck Screener, that is the site that is that was put up there. So yeah, Jupiter's having this huge event. I mean, if anyone wants to go, you can. They are going to reimburse people up to $2,000 for travel expenses and such. So you got the time, you got the money, go to Istanbul and, hang out with some people from Jupiter.
Wow. Well, I'll take an Uber. Give me an Uber plane. That's what we got to get next. Cool.
Right.
All right. So let us know so your involvement, simple, you're a community member. What do you want us to know about the particular coin, Mack coin?
Yeah. So, Mack coin is just, a regular, cat meme coin, kind of like, Popcat or something like that. But it seemed like, it's developed 6 months ago and then, the developer went hands off. He still holds a good majority of the tokens. I know we actually have 2 liquidity pools. One's on MEXC, the other one's on LBank, and then I think we have a third one. I think it's on Radium. But, you know, I've only been involved with this coin for a week. Like I said, when you guys reached out, I was just like, who are you? Are you trying to scam me? Like, what do you want from me? And I'm like, you know what? Screw it. Let's just see where this goes. And all right, here I am now.
That's awesome. I appreciate you being here. So I guess, you know, because I want to be able to help out and see where everything is at here. And I'm just getting a temper of, you know, everything in my team. You know, I'm going to make sure I follow you and all that kind of stuff and be in there. You have a good dynamic of your Twitter followers. Or who has access to your Twitter network?
No one knows.
No one knows. These
no one knows.
Will be. These are stuck in the shipping container now with all the other little cats.
Right.
I appreciate that. Well, you got some lovers of cats in the committee today, so this is awesome. I appreciate you being here today. I feel like there's so much more that can be unraveled in this mentality of this conspiracy theory of the Jupiter owner and all that stuff. But I'm not even sure how to proceed from this point. It's like, I mean, I do appreciate you being here and, you know, contributing to our content. But what else do you want us to know before we head off?
Yeah, I mean, when it comes to this coin, I mean, you know, there's just like a lot of lore behind it. I mean, if you look through Twitter, it seems like, you know, Jupiter knows about it, but, you know, they're kind of denying it. Kind of like how Trump coin got released. You know, you saw the little disclaimer, you know, Trump coin is not affiliated with the Trump administration or any other Trump companies, yada, yada, yada. But I think they're really doing this just to build a lot of hype and a lot of suspicion, just to like get things rolling. I've been looking at Deck Screener for a while, and you can see quite a few large transactions. People are buying at the floor. So it looks like some people are accumulating. There's some players in the crypto space who know what's going on. In regards to that, like I said, Mack is just a cat meme coin that was rumored to be developed by the Jupiter dev team. And, you know, if you look on Twitter, there's a lot of little hints and stuff like that. Like Moonshot was even commenting, like, the quote is "believe in something." So Jupiter released that out. Then you saw Moonshot release that out, and then I think there was one other key player in the crypto space that was also kind of dropping little hints. And we just got another tweet that just they were just talking about looking for the cat symbol, and it's an orange cat looking at a laptop, and I'm like,
that's us.
Is that Mack? Is that Mack? But no one wants to admit it. So they got
it's some cat one.
Right. And they got a large announcement on January 26th. So everyone's waiting till the 26th here to see what this major announcement that Jupiter has. And a lot of people are you know, hypothesizing and theorizing that it's Mack that they're going to announce.
Absolutely. Well, thank you so much for being here today. I think it's I have a lot to unpack there and kind of look around. It's in my spectrum now to kind of go look to see where this thing is at and what it is. I know I usually don't like lore coins that like have like are shrouded with a lot of backdrop, but I'm kind of interested to find out a little bit more and help report on it. So it's like really cool. I don't put any FUD out, right? Like if I find something I don't like, I just won't even bother with it. I don't waste my time with FUD in that mentality. But I do appreciate it. I mean, it took a lot of balls to only be a community member and come out and represent the coin. I hope that you are strong in it and you're not too far upside down, but I hope that people, if they decide this is something you get into, please go have a look at it.
Yeah, for sure. Thank you for having me on.
Not a problem. Hey, just as a quick announcement and another station identification and check of the levels. It's fucking amazing. At the top, even before the first hour through, we hit 1,039 followers. Absolutely fucking wonderful. I can't believe I punched myself. Yeah, I know, right? Let me do a print screen here real quick so you can kind of see what's going on. Boom, there, and wrong one. Come on. There it is. 1,040. Now it's already the 1,046 and 48 going. They're just climbing. We got Space-Cadet. Fine and right. We're finally getting ahead of you, finally, buddy. Shogun Crypto's at 519. Dreamcast Solana 60. DeFiTimesZ at 75. Kicking ass. You're just starting to bring it on. Mr. Trader Max is hitting with his 25. Penguin's mom, sorry. I keep saying Penguin. I apologize. Penguin's mom at 75. Great job, everybody. You guys are just kicking ass and taking names. Trader Max has an all-time high over at YouTube at 6, which is amazing. We got some more people over there. Make sure that if you're watching the show right now, that you are putting out as many little emojis as you can in the chat room that you're with. Tell us who you're here to support. Get that out there so we can start showing them in the network just like that. We got John. We got all these great people in here. Just so many great people. John Paul there as well. So we appreciate everybody being here and being a part of the show. Now, next up, Mr. Quentin, that was our first Shiller out of the box there. Who's up next? I see Sodd Leboeuf. Is that who it is?
Yes, sir. Now, Sodd Leboeuf is here for Middle Earth.
Middle Earth. Okay, let me drop. Who's this one again? Let's kick that hide there. Drop it down, Lil Rogaine. And bring up you. Sodd, how you doing? From Middle Earth.
Doing good. How are you?
Hey, thanks for your patience down there, man. I see you down there. You got a handsome guy in front of the camera. Awesome. We appreciate you being here. And you're representing Middle Earth today.
Exactly. I'm the founder of Middle Earth AI, which is a social strategy game that is played fully on X. And should I just get straight into it, or what?
Here, I'm going to bring over. I'm going to jump over and try to get some back visuals for you so you can kind of see what's here. You can kind of see us right here. Let me get you up in the middle so people see your pretty face. This is your, let's hit your website first, of course. Awesome. You let us know where you want me to go, and I will go there.
Okay, I think that works for now. So, as I said, we're building a social strategy game that is fully played by AI agents on X. And the way it works is that we have 4 AI agents that are placed on a map, the map that you see on the website as well. Mm-hmm. And the goal of each agent is to defeat each other. And the way the agents are moving, or the way the game is working, is that each agent can get influenced by human interactions. So each agent is sharing all their moves and all their strategies through their own Twitter accounts. And other accounts can then interact with these accounts. And, for example, say, go north to fight XYZ, or go south to fight Wonderleaf, which is one of our agents, for example. Mm-hmm. The way how agents are battling, or the way how they are fighting, is through our very own MEARTH token. And users or holders of the token can stake it in one agent or in all of the agents. Mm-hmm. And depending on the ratio of tokens that is staked in the agents, the winning probability is calculated. To give a short example, let's say there's 1 million tokens staked in Wonderleaf and 2 million tokens staked in Scootles. Then Scootles is winning with a probability of 2/3.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Yes, just very quickly to explain the game mechanics. And as I said, the goal of the agents is to defeat each other. And they all have different mechanics, all have different strategies. And it's going to be quite interesting to see, or I think I'm very interested in seeing how humans will interact with them, and how on the strategies they will go with to alter the course of the game and to the way they influence it. So it's a little bit of a social experiment. I wanna say.
Well, I always like social experiments, but I also am I'm a big lover of games and strategy games. I'm a game dev myself. High end and low end, both sides, right? I love it. This is the highest end I've ever seen in this sort of networking with the AI agent and the staking capabilities. It's a great concept. I'm really enjoying what I'm seeing so far. And I'm definitely going to jump in and look at the long-term effects here and what we can kind of get involved with. I love the mapping pretense here, and I want to really look more into it. And so where do you see this coming into this next world with, because we've already been through like a lot of the game side stuff, and we're staking this. So this is so unique because you're applying the AI agent. Where do you see in Q1, where do you see yourself at with all this?
So our game launch is set to be next week. So we have quite the fast timeline. Mm-hmm. And yes, I think one thing that makes it also special is that the game is not like, we don't direct users or players to a certain website or to our page. Like everybody who's on Twitter or on X can participate right away by interacting with the agents. I think this concept makes it quite unique, and I haven't seen done in the way how we do it.
Right.
So for the first quarter, it's pretty much launching the game. We are set to launch the agents, or like activating the agents, within this week, and then next week we're about to start the game. And there's also some partnerships that I have in line. I've been working with or like maybe I get into my crypto journey, but I've started in 2020, like got right just before the first bull run, then got really involved in ICOs, IDOs. I'm sure some of you all remember them as well. Then started kind of rode this wave, and then got into building my first projects in 2023, and then won a hackathon on Eclipse. I don't know if you guys are familiar with that. A new SVM compatible layer 2 coming in. Yeah, and then got into this hackathon project. So what we are doing is we're building this first game, and then going on to iterate and build more seasons for it.
Absolutely. And you got such a great pathway ahead of you, especially with a lot of the new technology that's coming out, even some of the older solid stuff here, which is awesome. I can't wait to see what's coming on here. So I want you to, at one time or another, we got to come back and have you as like a panelist and even be a part. Once your game releases and everything else, let us know how that launch is coming to get you involved in letting the world know from this backside. Maybe we can see some gameplay and some workmanship there in the back as well. I'm always interested in seeing how things play out, and I'm pretty sure a lot of other people are as well. I'd love to do an interview with you as a game dev, and get, myself being a game dev at this level. And a trader. I've tried to combine as many things as possible with our network, and you have seen hit some pretty big flags here, which is awesome. Good flags to see out there. So I'm glad that you're here today.
I'm happy to be here too. Thanks for the invitation as well.
Oh, it's our pleasure. Well, we appreciate Sodd and this Middle Earth mentality. I love it. As far as the chart goes, man, I mean, this is a solid working channel, and you can kind of see that you've been building this game in this structure. Once you release, I'm sort of kind of looking at being the front runner here. I think I'm going to come in and really look at this project today and do my evaluation. If we know that the game's releasing, that's what we're here today for as well, to listen to our alphas that are coming out. When you hear this kind of stuff and you know that these things are coming, buying a small moon bag or something to help in the process just to get on is an opportunity, but to get more involved as well.
Yeah, I think especially with some partnerships coming up as well, those are going to be interesting to see. Like in the past, as I said, in past projects, I've really worked a lot with paid KOLs, which is like paying, I don't know, up to $5,000 for one tweet, and the value is just not there. So I mean, there's always the option there to do it, but I just didn't see the value. And what I'm focusing on right now, or the way how we operate now, is that we focus on producing quality content and then working with partnerships like from the official side to kind of get the distribution, get this kind of content out. I think it's just more sustainable in the long term.
Well, count on us here at Shogun and our network here, and even the Shogun Gun Show, to support you at anything that you got coming out and releasing. And as far as goes for like just being a panelist or a shiller, never is there a charge for any of that. We do charge for sponsorships, but it's so low. It's like a single soul that comes out, and you get so much from it, from interviews to transcripts of the show and lots of other stuff that comes with it. And these kind of numbers that we're getting, we just hit 1,200 people on just right around 1,195 right now. So spaces don't give this to you as much as these shows do. And I appreciate you being here and being part of our content today. And I'm really going to keep an eye on what you got going on over there.
Yeah. Before you go, I just wanted to say this is a really cool idea. I've been watching the AI space, been involved with it, been investing in it for a minute, but I've always wanted to see something that would be like something fun, like actually fun. You see all these AI, whatever, chatbots and stuff that are funny, but like this actually seems fun to be a part of and interact with the agents on Twitter, and it's just really cool. I dig the logo, I dig the stuff you put out so far. It seems very promising. Like Mack said, I might have to front run this myself. So
yeah, there's a couple of us that are in the gaming network that are watching your white paper right now, so that we're going to be in looking at the whole thing, because we're not just about, in the world of building games and structure, it's tough to find really solid networks that have a good grasp and understanding of building and construction and concept. Too many come out and say, we're going to build this game and this is what we want to do, but they never really get into it. And I see this, you already started with this little beta that's in the network there. And I like the interaction. Even the attention to detail in the actual game itself of control and value. I don't know if you can see my mouse interacting, and I know that's just a value of website design and programming, but that call to attention is important because it's interaction that you're looking for. You've done a great job.
Thank you. And I like to describe myself as like a guy with crazy ideas and a little bit of capital to back them up and to work it out with a few people. So yeah, I'm really happy to build in the space, and I'm again glad to be.
Most people that have that, you're very lucky to have that. It's like if you got some little capital and you got some crazy ideas, those crazy ideas is what lead us into the next revolution of things that happen. You know, they say that it only takes a handful of good men and women not to do something for evil to take over. And when we're doing things that produce ideas that shake up the world, like Shogun's shaking up the world right now. It's shaking up the ecosystem in the crypto space for Solana. We're not even in any of the other chains yet. You know, we're doing this by not making the bots that we make the same as everybody. Like Orbit, our volume bot doesn't take any money up front. It's all transactional for volume. More volume we make for you, the more money we make for us. You know, those kind of ways. We don't charge for shows as KOLs. We try to be as transparent and as possible out there as much as we can to let everybody know what's going on. And there's only a handful really that I've been finding that are in that same mark of, you know, being honest and upfront. So I appreciate you being here today and sharing your time with us.
Thank you.
All right. Boy, I got to tell you, I'm very excited about that process of this coming up here. I don't have enough time to run over there right now, but almost 1300, we're at 12:49 right now. We're just taking right at the top of the hour. I would really love to see every time we get to the top of the hour in our shows on the first hour. It's always good to kind of see that this may be the halfway mark, right? So if we look at that, we're probably looking at about 2,500, which is cool. You know, I was kind of hoping for 3,000 maybe, but you know what? One of our panelists didn't show up. I think we could have made it with them today, but I got to tell you, I'm so happy with all the panelists that are on with us today. Mr. Quinton, do we have any other Shillers here for today?
No other shows that have gone in here yet.
Okay, so we've missed one. Oh, poor Wiener didn't show up. I wish Wiener showed up. We could have had a lot of fun with that.
We're still looking for Wiener and Quacky, so just in case they're out there watching the show on the front end, if you go into the Shogun Crypto's main Telegram, I can get you set up and in here.
Yeah, absolutely. Get that on and get out there. Now, as we do, we want to make sure now we're going to go down the panel list here. Up next, we're going to have, of course, DeFiTimesZ coming out here in just a second as I do one more station identification. You're here watching the Shogun Gun Show. And what we've really prided ourselves on is to have the availability to always be producing more and more. Shogun itself is not just about a coin. It's not just about our bots. It's not just about utility. It is about the community and what we're building. And we have three ways that we do things. We conceive, we produce, and then we distribute. We never conceive and tell people about it until we start producing it. Once we start producing, we tell people about it. In our alpha section of today, we're going to be talking about the things that we're bringing to the table that are physically being built right now and ready to release. Now, we go from alpha to beta to production or MVP. So keep in mind that we want to see things and hear things that are either in beta or in what we call prime alpha that you're just about to release into beta to start testing, and things that are soon to be released. So make sure that you keep that in mind as you start telling us a little bit about what you're bringing out. But as somebody that I've seen in the space and seen a lot of in different networks, and they have their own show, we got DeFiTimesZ with us right now. How you doing, bud?
Oh, it's 11 p.m. here in Dubai. So, yeah.
I know, super late.
I know, I've had 3 cups of coffee since the show started. I'll probably not get to sleep tonight now.
You can shill our show tomorrow, too, if you want. We have another special show, which we'll announce here in the Alpha series. But it's great to have you here. I've seen you in the space. Why don't you give everybody like a little skyrocket of who DeFiTimesZ is and how it started and why and who you are?
Okay, well, look, my name's Nick. I am doxed. I don't call myself a dev. I think people ban that word around too much. I am the founder. I did launch everything personally. I launched a token, the liquidity pool and everything like that. But again, I'm not a dev. It was very, very easy stuff that I used. So I've been in crypto since 2017, and ever since then, everyone's been saying we need education, we need education. We need to stop people from getting rug pulled. Now, I set up a digital publishing company in Dubai back in 2014, and it was a food magazine that I produced in 4 languages. So as soon as I came into crypto, when I shut that business down, I knew that I was going to bring out a digital magazine. Initially, I was going to call it Satoshi's Chain Gang, But then I just thought, no, that's too pigeonholed towards Bitcoin. So I decided about 2 years ago, it just popped into my head about the DeFiTimes. So that's kind of what I went along with. And yeah, initially we started as Einstein Crypto over on Ethereum about 2 years ago. But after nearly a year of grinding on my own, I just said to the community, look, this is not working. People were getting confused because there were two aspects to it. There was the DeFiTimes magazine, and then there were Einstein videos for absolute beginners. And I just decided that we should just drop Einstein Crypto, just go with DeFiTimes, change the token from E = MC squared and take it to DFTZ. So that's what we did coming up to a year ago. And yeah, we launched the magazine in June. And yeah, we launched in the Apple store first. Which is surprising. I told my community that we'd be on the Play Store first because they literally put any old app. They genuinely don't care. But they didn't put us in the App Store for nearly 13 weeks, whereas it took 7 days to get into the Apple Store. So go figure on that one. But yeah, the DeFiTimes is a multilingual magazine. We're in English and Spanish at the moment. We will be going into other languages like Arabic, Russian, Mandarin, and all of the European languages. It's a lot of work, but I enjoy doing it. I've been in publishing for quite some time. We're now multi-chain through PorChain. So you can buy our token on Ethereum. We've already got the Solana side, and then AVAX and BNB, Base, just to name a few. So we're really giving it as much as we can for people to be able to read it in their own language and to be able to buy the token in their native currency. I think tomorrow we come out with the 34th issue in English. So that's 34 weeks of producing the magazine. The token itself, the advertising from the DeFiTimes will go back to buy back and burn from the main LP on Solana. So once what I say to people is once all 12 languages are out, each language will have a minimum of 10 advertisers, and those advertisers will be paying $10,000 per advert. So over 12 languages is $1.2 million a week in buyback and burns. Now, whilst that number sounds big, it really isn't. I expect double, if not triple that. But I like to err on the side of caution. Because I truly believe that by the time we get to 12 issues, we will have 1 million+ readers in the magazine each week in each language. So, and I've already spoken to many advertisers. I went to 4 or 5 different crypto trade shows last year in Dubai. And all of the big guys like KuCoin, Bitpanda, and many others, OKX, I spoke to their marketing teams, showed them the magazine, they loved it, and just said to them, look, you know, with this size readership, this is what I'll be charging for advertising. And every single one of them said the same thing. If we can advertise in your magazine with that amount of readers at that rate, we'll take your arm off. So I know that it's all there. It's a very engaging magazine. It's got video, it's got music, it's got the written content, and at the top of every page there's a play button, and it'll read the magazine to you.
Oh, sweet! So you can do like books on a magazine on audio, which is awesome. Because you're always doing something. You can listen in your earbuds as you're doing work or what have you. It's awesome.
Yeah. I mean, people take the content in different ways. So I have people who just love to read it. And then other people, Brian from PorChain, he listens to it on his way to work when he's is in the car. I've got a couple of other people who, when they're walking their dog, they just put some earphones in, go out and listen to it whilst they're out and about. So everybody consumes it in their own different way.
Right.
We did actually run to about 7.7 million about 5 weeks before the magazine came out.
Right.
And then about a month ago, we ran back up to 1.9 million. And then we had another pullback.
Well, this is that as you pull back into a nice working channel, it always comes back to that 254 area. You know, being up about 1.19, you know, building out your parabolic run, and then using that existence to build and structure and value and bring it back down. It's the same thing with Shogun. Every good platform, and you have a great platform. You have some great notoriety out there, real trust with the community. Lots of people are, you know, in that magazine and dealing with the magazine, which we really appreciate. We don't see a lot. We don't see enough of people like yourself and other networks that are out there developing founders that have a sense and a pulse to the market. So I really appreciate you being here and being a panelist and sharing your community with us today.
No, listen, I love to be a part of things that are trying to grow the industry. As you can see there that you just had on screen when you looked at our Twitter, when we get to a $30 million market cap, we're giving away a 1971 plum purple Hemi-Cuda, which is worth $300,000. Now, I kind of sat down and thought about it and thought, well, you know, $30 million market cap seems a little bit far away from where we are at the moment. So I decided yesterday or the day before that when we get to a $10 million market cap, we're going to give away a Tesla Cyber. Yeah, we're going to give away a Tesla Cybertruck.
Wow, that is amazing. That is incredible. I can't wait to see what's going to come from that. Make sure you stick around for our Alpha series too, because we're going to be here talking about a lot of great stuff. We could probably even throw this back up there again. But thanks for being here today, and thanks for sharing your time. We have a lot of stuff to kind of hit on, and I want to make sure that we're going to give our sponsor some time here too. But before we do, let's talk about what just happened here. We just hit 1,318 people watching the show consecutive right now. Let's have a look at what that looks like. Boom, there we go. 1,318 people. We got we're still kind of taking the charge. I think we flipped here, Space-Cadet, which I appreciate, right? We got a lot of stuff happening there. But we got DeFiTimesZ 117. Dreamcast Solana still hanging down, and we're going to bring you up here in a minute. As soon as we get with the last sponsor here, we're going to bring you up and get in our next section. Shogun Crypto is a 649. Pengu's Mom at 82. Space-Cadet 375, TraderMax at 29, and TraderMax's YouTube channel at 3. You know, I think I'm just going to keep that there so everybody will always beat TraderMax's YouTube channel in the process. Thank you very much. It's a proverbial beatdown child there. But, you know, I really do appreciate everybody being here today and working with the process here. Our sponsor for today is Stinkcoin. And Stinkcoin was our very first sponsor. We brought them in on Tuesday, and we just had so many things go wrong in the very beginning because we're all new to this space. This is only like our 6th or 7th show. We should start keeping track of what show episode this is. And they were just so polite and so understanding with the process, but we wanted to make sure we gave them even more, and we're going to give them even more time now. So for representing Stink, it's Space-Cadet. How you doing, buddy?
What a wonderful time I'm having here listening to everybody, amazing panelists and great representation for some amazing projects. And Max, you as always holding it down really well.
Trying. There's like too many screens and too many things and people and the food and the eating and drinking. Yeah, it's amazing. But man, I wouldn't trade this for the world. This is so beautiful to deal with all you great people, you great innovators, you builders of industry. You know, I'd love it, especially you, Space-Cadet. With your availability to be here and share your community, your personal community. We don't even have Stinkcoin's community on today. We got your community in, which I really appreciate, and that says volumes for who you are. But let us know who is Stinkcoin and what's it represent.
Matt, I just want to say the Stink community is here. They are all connected.
Oh yeah,
which you know, like my community is the Stinkcoin community, even if they're not in Stinkcoin. Just like all of these panelists here, I got to tell you, they stink. in my opinion. In a good
They
way.
all stink. Yeah. And that's a good thing. It's like you're the bomb, right? Like yeah, you're
Exactly,
the shit.
stink
Yeah,
bomb.
you're absolutely you guys stink, which is awesome. It's like they're great. They're on fire.
Yeah, I heard it from DBTC, right? The concept
Mhm.
of the anti-meme. It's almost like a great way
Mhm.
to only let in the true believers at the ground floor, and then as people catch on, they start to smell us.
Yeah. Those who smelt it dealt it kind of thing. Smell you laters. I love it. I mean, there's so many things that we can do with the stink coin mentality. So if you're here from the stink coin, make sure that you put I don't know, how could we do that? How could we do it in the chat? What could we represent? Hashtag what's that smell, or whatever it is, or somebody shit themselves or something. Put something in the chat so we can see it up, and we'll bring it up on the screen. But let us know who Stink Coin is and what you represent and where you're going. And I can share my screen with you on anything you need.
Sure, yeah. If you want to pull up the website, it's stinkcoin.dev, just to give a little visibility as to like the meta and sort of the style, the aesthetics. We started out, and I say started out, some things start out one thing and then they venture into a whole new world. But I think that the ability for this meta to transcend, because look, we have Butthole Coin launched about 3-4 weeks ago, did really well following Fart Coin, which hit 2.5 billion over the last weekend. Like, I think there were only 2 coins over the last weekend that did really well, and one was Trump, the other one was Fart Coin. So I think that the meta is strong, but I think that Stink Coin transcends the meta because not, buttholes certainly stink, farts do stink if they are actually farts, right? But
right.
yeah, but like, what we like to say is if a fart doesn't stink, is it really a fart? So yeah, so I think that Stink Coin can transcend that. I see it as something that bridges communities, bridges cultures. Everybody has a different concept of what stinks, what smells bad, and some people find it offensive. I say the civilized world has that mentality, but it also is very exclusive to do that. And I think that there's like the Asian communities are not as exclusionary as the West when it comes to smells and things like that. I think it demonstrates some tolerance, and I think that's one of the things that we have to be open to, like freedom of expression, tolerance of other people's opinions, tolerance of other people's stink.
I love it. It sort of transcends the fact of it being juvenile as well, and especially in my household, in some households you get this point where fart jokes and actual farts are considered uncouth or dirty or what have you, but the rarity is that you find families and networks that can live up to that and have fun with it, and there's so many different ways that we can use the sync reference in the coin meta here for stink, which is like an overlying. You could just go on for days with it, and that's really the thing. It's like, how can you find the metaphors and the meta for your coin? How could you really live into it? And I see things like the Dream Cat and the other coins that are here, always finding a new way to develop relationship with that meta. Like, how can you improve on it? How can you join it with other things? Like, every coin farts, right? Like, I don't think there's a coin out there that you can't find to have a smell, even if it's laying there dead, right? It's going to have a smell. Stink is not just farts. Stink could be anything. Right. So now you can go on to a whole new level of that meta. Not saying that I want any kitties to die, but cats smell too. Especially my cat when he shits in a tub every once in a while. We call it turds in a tub. That happens. But the mentality is here, just have fun with it. And I think you guys do that. You transcend that so well at Stink.
Yeah. It also, like, if the chart is down, or we're going through a little bit of a valley, let's say right now, but it just adds to the smell. Like, you look at Fart Coin where it's at, Butthole, whatever. If we want to compare, we can, but I choose not to. I think price is probably the least important thing right now. It's really about gathering strength. That smell there. Gathering strength as a community. People are supportive and galvanized, and they believe in this, and they see this as a long-term thing. It's just nice to be part of a community, that contributes and creates content on behalf of everyone else, and have really selfless leadership here as well.
Well, that's the thing too, is that I'm always looking for coins that have a good, strong working channel, that galvanized working channel, that that you're in doing stuff. You do some fundamental analysis, you do technical analysis, but when you really get down to it, the coins that have that parabolic fall, where it's just like, we all see it, they had some big growth and it just slowly, you know, if I were to draw on the chart, that big giant growth and then just slowly do this. And this parabolic line, it's just there, you know, nothing's happening, right? But the ones that sort of have like this mentality where it comes up and it falls down and it goes back up and then down and then maybe it comes back up and then back down, and then it's just, then you get stuck into this working channel. These are coins that I'm looking for, like what's coming, what's happening, what are you building on? And the ones that have, when you go into them and they're like this, and you got people raiding and they're working on games or they're working on whatever they have, a utility to the process, you know, or their meta or the videoization of it. These are the ones that I'll invest in, because these are good buys on the low floor with strong networking. And that's what I really look for. The big giant runs, the ADHD, like wins marketing kind of mentality, I don't buy into anymore, because they're too volatile. You could turn around, you can't sleep. You know,
Exactly.
You can't sleep on your stuff anymore. And that day is going far and few in between within a process. All right. Well, thank you, Snake, for being here. And thank you for being here today and helping us get everything on. Your contribution to who we are it's immeasurable. It really is. And I appreciate you, Space Cadet, being here.
Likewise, buddy. Love it.
Down below, we got Stinky P. We're going to bring everybody up into the process here. I'm going to bring up Zack, and we're going to kind of do a free for all. I'm just going to bring it up. I'm just going to bring it all up, whether you can talk or not. It's completely up to you. I'm going to add Zack up in here. Hey, buddy, it's good to see you. Thank you for sticking around. Love the background, by the way.
Thanks.
You probably have that sitting in your house right now. You're just like, I'm going to make it professional.
No, yeah, this is a big thing, because I'm a big dreamer, and I've pursued different things, and one was a speaker. That was a line that I wanted to pursue for a while. And so I was doing kind of like in-house speeches online. I needed to be professional. So a couple $100, you get your logo on there.
ZK, man.
That's
Love
my
it.
personal brand logo. And it doubles, gives a little extra credibility, right? It's something I already had. So
yeah, I did the same thing. This is a fake background. It's never.
No,
this is really real.
What I was actually wondering, you'll have to tell me if you can, is the orange banner that you had top and bottom. I use StreamYard. I'd love to learn how to try to make that for our streams.
Oh yeah. It's simple stuff. It's just Photoshop, knowing the size, and having a design.
Cool.
Like we can make them, and I have my design team make them as well. I mean, I'm a graphic designer and developer as well as a painter, and so but we have a full team too, right? Like, why should I do it all my own? But we have fun with it. It's just beginning. So our media asset library is vast. Like, we have different things that we can add on, you know, and then we can kind of switch it around. I usually try to take the overlay off so much when we're doing stuff like this, but so people can see what's going on behind our pretty face, because I always get blocked by the banner somewhere. So in our next segment, before we get started into our next segment, we're going to do another quick, just a quick concept of what we're going to be talking about here is about yeeters. And our main system for this next is called the chill portion. We've already been through the shill, which you guys did fucking wonderful. It's so great to have you all here shilling your products and everything that you're being about us, because we love hearing about all the great stuff that's coming. Now, I do know the next topic is going to be a little bit controversial, of course, because we all think one way over what shillers are and what yeeters are, but sometimes you don't really know, right? And so we're going to talk about that here in a second. But before we do, again, trying to just like slow down the roll just a little bit so I can get this a quick capture. But we are so close. Let me share my screen with you. We are so close to the arrival of 1,500, and we're only at 2:25 past the hour. We're 25 past the hour into our second hour. We got about another 40 minutes left. We're going to try to kind of get that point. We can get above 2,000, get to another all-time high. We'd really like to see that. But if we get further, that's okay as well. We did have one panelist not show and a couple people not show, but that's okay. This stuff, life happens, right, as we know. All right. So what we got in this next portion, of course, super simple, is how do we handle yeets in our system? Now, I know, you know, what is, so anybody here, we're gonna come in, we're gonna have like an open forum, but I'm gonna kind of go through the process here. What I want you to do is that I really want you to think of two things as you're answering today, right? Like, first, we're gonna get the first response, like how do you think of yeets? And I'm gonna go through the panel here. We're going to just really dive in, like what a yeets are to you. I want you to really etch into your brain what it is to you. And if somebody says exactly what you're going to say, that's okay, right? But just re-emulate it when I get to you, because I don't want to try to change your mind about Yeats, but I want to hear it. And if I hear the same thing, then I kind of know where the pulse is. But then I'm going to give you something to think about at the end here. So we're going to start with our sponsor, who's come in your world. And I think Stinky P's here as well. Both of you can actually kind of take a turn and answer. What do you think about the chart and the yeeting of in and out of projects? And what do you think about the actual people that do it?
I'll take it, Stinky P, if you want to go after.
Yeah,
I know you have
man.
some
I'll
you guys,
follow you up.
you got some strong opinions, I know. For sure, the Yeets are just, part of the process. You got to deal with them. And those are people, I would say, that are here for a short-term gain, quick flip, not long-term holders or believers. I think I like to think of people as people, right? Like, people are people. They're not us versus them or anything like that. If we can convert people that are here for a short-term gain into long-term belief, then at least we're working towards something positive. I have no ill will or disgust towards people that are here for a quick flip, because I have conviction in what I'm doing, So that's kind of my approach to it. But I know that it gets people really emotional to see, why aren't we going up? But it could be also looked at as opportunity. Life is what you make it,
Good. That's a good response. So it is what it is, basically. That's awesome. What about you, Stinky P? Because I know Stink Coin, you've had a lot of people come and go, as everybody does. If you don't have people leaving your coin, it's either you're blackmailing them or they're dead. I don't know. So
Yeah,
what do you think?
and kind of the same mentality as Space-Cadet. I mean, without people coming in and out and trading your coin and creating volume, it gets boring for everybody.
Right.
You don't get any new buyers because you just see a chart moving straight across for a week, because you may have 5,000 people holding, but if nobody's selling, nobody else is going to want to take part. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So now the guys that come in and just farm all the way down, I get it. Like, they're making their money still, but
Right.
like, that's like, if you're coming in and milking a $100,000 market cap coin or a $500,000 market cap coin, like, find another one. Go
Yeah.
trade Bitcoin or something.
Yeah, that's a completely different meta in there. Is the farmer, right? It's different than the yeet,
Yeah.
right? Because everybody there's value to a lot of it. And I'm going to talk to you guys about that here in a second, what I see in this industry and what it's becoming. But I appreciate that. So you emulate what Space-Cadet was saying, because you have a lot of experience with this. That it is what it is, but you got a distaste for the farmer and the network who comes in and takes advantage.
Yeah,
of
and it's tough to be, as a CTO team or somebody who is the actual dev. If you've got some deep pockets, it's tough to gain trust if you come in and buy 50-60% of it all at once, unless you're Donald Trump and buy 80% of it and like, nope, I'm not going to sell it all, I promise.
Yeah, and then out the door they go, right?
Yeah.
Those guys I want to kind of track down and take their sneakers, but
Well, I want to add one thing to that. There's always ways to outthink the short termers, and I think that's where we focus, is just the building and how can we get new people in, and the great opportunity at low prices, can't beat that. It's easier to sell something at lower cost than, I think it's counterintuitive, right? People want to buy high, but we like to give people the alpha when the opportunity.
Swear to God, I thought you were going to run right at 15 Easy Babies in 1995. You too can buy stuff.
Buy now.
Buy now, sell later. All right. Well, thank you both from Stink Point. PILF or Pingu's mom, what do you think about Yeats coming in? I know I know you're going to be strong. Like, I hear whipping time happening.
It's fucking annoying, honestly. Like, they're the worst.
They are the worst.
I'm so glad we have a big audience, because there was this one community called Thundercunts that came in when we were close to bonding, and they just absolutely all cheated at the same time. And then some of them stayed, and every time we would get an upward momentum, they would cheat. And we finally got the last one out.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, so, there's yeeters and there's jeeters and there's, I don't know what to call them, Peters, I don't know, bricks or what have you. But the concept here for us is that we do see them as a real pain in the ass in that spectrum. And in your case, they really come in and try to hurt what you're trying to build.
Well, they're taking like $2,000 profits. It's like, we're here for like 6 and 7 figures. Like, just GTFO already. Like, go.
Right.
Gotta believe in something.
Yeah, have some sort of processor. You know, I hear a lot of, you know, oh, you should have OTC'd and all this stuff, you know, and there is something there. And you're all going to hear my viewpoint on here in just a minute. But in the concept of yeeters themselves, how do you think about them out there in the real world? Like if you had like somebody who is your best, or maybe not even a best friend, just an acquaintance that you're like, oh, I invested in your coin and I left the next day. Would you punch him right in the fucking face, or would you pat him on the head and said thanks?
Honestly, it happened to me. Like, my best friend got in my coin on like day 1, and like by day 5, like, she fucking cheated.
Oh boy.
So I just don't talk to her anymore. I'm like, whatever.
I see.
Not a best friend anymore.
Not a best friend anymore.
Yeah,
in fact, I think they're in my backyard right now, a little bit under the ground.
Yeah, seriously.
Well, thanks for your vision of it. I'd like to hear more from this. And DeFiTimesZ, what about you? What do you think about the yeeting mentality? I know you don't really respect yourself as a dev in there, but as the founder of a coin and a network, what do you think?
Well, we're all here for profit. Now, some people like that we call cheats. They'll take profit early. They don't understand growth potential, so they leave early. And I, like my community now, I just don't care. Like, you want to go early, go early. I know what this project has the potential of being, you know. And like I said, once all 12 languages are out, it's going to be a small fortune. Last it's going to be a large fortune. So if people want to jump out, I just look at them and laugh and just think, one day, and you remember the meme where it's an old picture and there's a girl sat on the lap and a boy shining his shoes, and it's like, oh, what did you do during COVID? Oh, I put all my money into Bitcoin, and then the little kid at the bottom's like, that fucking legend.
I kind of like
well, I just think of that the opposite way around. Oh, Grandad, why don't you have any DFTs then? Oh, I did. I just sold it for $2,000, and then the kid at the bottom like that fucking retard.
The process of fading, getting in and out, or buying, selling out when you feel the time is getting good, is a whole different mentality than just somebody who comes in and buys 2,000 of something and profits right off the top and never has any concept to it, the trader mentality. But on another question here, the word yeet, is it jeet or is it yeet? You know, Y-E-E-T-S is jeet with a J, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
That was my fault. I misspelled that. There is a yeet. I remember there being a yeet, and it was something that was said in a concept like falling off a cliff. At least at a point, like he yeeted himself off a cliff. It was yeet to fall off the cliff. It was a jeet to get out, jumped out of the coin, something to that effect. So let's take that back there. How's that? That's better in the process there. So yeet is in gaming and jeet is in trading, which I really, really dig. Okay.
Well, I don't see those traders. They're just flippers, aren't they? So.
Yeah, no, you're absolutely right. It's different than trading because every one of them, you have negative traders, you got devalue trader, de-investing. There's so many different ways for the people get involved in that process. All right, let's see. We got just about everybody in the panel, and our little add-on here. We're gonna right here. Hang on one second.
Actually, I do believe in the
Zack,
bottom, Stu Kwan. I think he's in here for Quakey.
Quakey, right. And I appreciate that, but
right. I already know.
All right, hang on. I didn't want to bring anybody up.
I can't hear
you got a lot of stuff going on in the background. I got to remove you back down there. I'm sorry. There's a lot of background noise. That's why I didn't bring him up. I tried to do it before, and he had a lot of background noise in the process. And it's about an hour, hour and a half into the show. So I know there was some time on. So I have to be honest, right? I don't want to take away from anybody else's time in this process. Okay. We can't do that at this point. And I do appreciate everybody. I hope that you don't think I'm trying to be mean to him. I just don't, it's an hour and a half late and there's a whole lot of stuff. And I know he has a story, he has something happen, but I just want to be very respectful to Zack and everybody else and the sponsor to be here for them as well. Okay. All right. So Zack, what's your viewpoint on the whole process of yeeters and jeeters and stuff?
Yeah. It's I've witnessed it firsthand. We had someone do a 20K clip on our chart. So that hurts, someone who did it. And the thing I think too, the best way to kind of get around it is how you position yourself, right? Because I have people come on shills and I hear what they have to say. And when people tell me, you know, oh, we got this, we're bringing in all these KOLs, we got big marketing money lined up. For me, I'm like, okay, so you're selling me that big pump, but then once that's there, what's the staying power, right? So I think if you kind of position yourself, what do the traders look for? The people looking for the cooks. They want that chart flying up. They want, you know, show me the volume. So the way we try to say is we're all about belief. And I know it's a funny time, believe in something. It's the saying, everyone talks about it, but we're genuinely saying that as we're trying to paint a vision for the future. I like what DeFiTimesZ said. To me, it's like, I'm not worried about those people. And the idea here is you get those believers who believe, and as you keep flushing the people out and replacing it, right? So you have the Jeters, you replace them with believers. You have the Jeters, you replace them with believers. And as long as you have enough momentum and depth to keep pushing your project forward, regardless of the chart, the weather, right? Then you can overcome it over time. So yeah, I'm a believer myself. I don't watch, I just buy and hold and, you know, wait over time. So
Gotcha.
yeah.
That's amazing, because there's a lot of value in all of our perspective of what Jeters are to us and into this network. And it's like every single one of them has their own way that we look at it. Like we all have our different perspectives. We're all sort of the same, like, hey, they're going to come, they're going to go, they're going to what have you. So I want to bring out Crypto Quinton and Amos as well as to talk about this, because they know my philosophy of what Jeters are in that point. By the way, before we bring them out, I got to let everybody know, just as a quick station identification, you're watching the Shogun Gun Show here, and we have just hit 1,600 people in our network. Will we hit 2,000 plus? Possibly. We could probably put some effort in, but I want everybody to go out and share and pair this out with your Twitters and get your crew in here. Do whatever you get to try to get to that point, but we just did hit 1,600. Show you the proofs in the pudding is in the eating right there, 1601. Kicking ass. We got Shogun Crypto's kicking ass today at 744. Space-Cadet hitting his 471, 478. DeFiTimesZ 154, kicking ass. Dreamcat, thank you so much for the 70. Pengu's mom sitting with 115. Nice job. Trader Max is actually holding his own today over on YouTube with his 5, which is amazing.
Yeah, that's the most consistent views we've had over there.
Yeah, I know. It's fine. It's
Be
going to,
careful.
I think 175,000 more shows. We should possibly be contender over there. YouTube, you got to get better. All right. But here's the thing. Crypto Quinton, or I'm going to bring Amos out first. Amos, what do you think about Jeters in our network, especially like in gear of Jeters in Shogun themselves?
Well, I mean, there's a couple different kinds of Jeters, or Jeters as you like to call them. There's the ones that do it at a greed and for, you know, malicious intentions, and then there's the other ones that sell just because it's the right time for them to sell, and depending on market conditions, or if they're going to sleep and they're scared to sleep on their bags. Like this space, that is a real danger, you know, especially if you're going out there trading random shitcoins. So
yeah.
I mean, it's like I said, like if there's someone that has bad intentions, or if they're in a position to really harm a community, if they hold a large percentage of a token, and if they're a trusted community member, and then they just dump their entire bag, you know, that's bad. I mean, even if they didn't intend it to be, I would say that cannot be not a malicious intent in one way or another. They knew what they were doing.
Yeah,
so like, I mean, that sucks, but again, it is just kind of like a fact of life, especially on Solana, because everything moves so fast all the time.
It's like everything. There's not a single coin out there that has the one value of non-Jeters, right? Like every coin I've ever watched, from Bitcoin to even money, Forex, and networking, they all have it. They all have the same thing, and it's the same. It's the same lack and presence that we'll talk about. So, Crypto Quinton, you understand, and I don't give it too much away because I think you know where I'm going with most of this. But in your value of what you've seen from our side, and the Jeters and Jeters that we've had, what do you see as what's your viewpoint of most of all?
So I'm generally very new to crypto. I joined with you. I don't have all that Forex experience.
2 weeks after I had joined back into the financial world of crypto, you came in. So you got about 7 months worth of of like trial by fire and lava.
Exactly. And even in there, most of that is in here in Shogun, where my work is really into the back office and I deal a lot with W2 stuff. So it's like on the front end, like I was thinking about it as we're getting in here. The Jeep mentality of going in, getting into something, getting out is everywhere. Like even in like the professional setting, you have people all the time coming in being like, "Oh, I love this. I love this community. I love this company. Like, let me get in here. I'll take on work. I'll do this," and then dumping out or leaving or not like replying or not being communicatable. So it's like it really is everywhere, and so it's like one of those things of the unfortunate state of life and professional business.
You're absolutely right.
But yeah, I think that's my real perspective on it. It's everywhere. It's going to happen, and I think your reaction to it is what defines you. Definitely, if you have like strong base in what your coin's concept is, it doesn't matter because as they come in and come out, your chart is going to be defined by your professional setting. So it's like if you're utility, if you're a meme concept coin, that's how that's really going to frame you.
Yeah, great job. You're absolutely right, and that's a little bit different perspective than I have, but you're absolutely right because we say this all the time. We're not a concept of who we are by what's happened to us, but how we respond to what's happened to us. And in this concept for today, and I appreciate all the panelists and the Shillers that are here talking about this process. If you have a way that you deal with yeeters out there and jeeters in your coin, if you're watching this, please put it in the chat as well. But I'm going to give you something from my perspective that I started to really see as an, I've a master's in chemical management would have nothing to do really besides being able to mix some good drugs. No, we can. But I also have, psychology background. I have a network of dealing with people. I was a strategist for the Navy and the military. I worked for the State Department. I met millions of people, it feels like sometimes, but at least several thousand people that I really got to know and see the psyche. The mentality of a jeter, a yeeter has nothing to do with them personally. It has to do with the relationship. And I want you to think about this for a second. It's not your fault, right? First off, it's not you personally, your fault, but the relationship value that they have or don't have, depending on the level, right? Like Quentin was saying, there's multiple different, like Amos was saying, there's multiple different levels of the jeter yeeter mentality. Maybe they're over leveraged. That's the big question you have to ask. Are your people over leveraged? Are they over leveraged to be? Did we sell too much of the sizzle? That's another thing too, right? Like we got to take responsibility. Did we say, okay, here's what it's going to be. Oh, it's going to be so great. Everybody hold your bag. Let's go. We're going to make it today. And it doesn't happen. So there's a time factor involved in there. So is the sizzle being sold and not the reality of the progress that's happening? Are we moving too slow at that level, right? The next is something that usually happens. And this is where it becomes sometimes the dev's fault or what have you. Maybe we get lost in a relationship that I'm a rock solid diamond ball, diamond hand network, and I could do whatever I want. I'm just going to keep building and keep structuring. And I don't look to my left or my right or below me to see who's there. And I don't build enough relationship. All of these factors have one thing in common, and it's all relationship. That's all it is. It's like if you can find a way to build through those relationships, the yeeters will be less, or the jeeters will be less. They won't be zero. They'll never be zero, because the act of yeeting or jeeting is not about just somebody who comes in and sells, right? That's always going to happen. You want that to happen, because what do we call that? It's called volume, right? And we're all in a struggle for volume with all of our bots and all of our systems that we build. This the act of buying and selling and movement. How we treat people that come in now, it's different. Somebody comes in that you have no relationship with. They buy on your chart. They may buy a lot and then they sell off. They're considered a natural jeter, right? They're just in and they're trading. That's a trading jeet, right? But the ones that come in and build a relationship with you to front run things and then be like, all right, yeah, I know that you're going to be losing this tomorrow. And then they get to your highs and then they sell off and they're out the door. I think that's not even so much a jeter. We got to come up with a new term for those assholes, right?
For real.
Yeah, right. But that's not a jeter. Right. And in my case, that is something completely different. It's a completely different mentality. That's a completely different relationship. It's nothing to do with you. It happens to do with their greed, their nastiness. It's almost criminal in a way. Right. And some people get it. It's a toxic level that a lot of people deal with. You could choose to do two things. You could choose to be mad and throw your fists to the ground and punch everything around you, or you could choose just to build. One of the biggest ones that I've ever seen, and I'm not talking about rugs, right? That's a completely different mentality. And I'm going to share my screen with you because I'm going to say this out there in public today. Because let me get this over here. Up right there. And you can kind of see this is our chart, right? We're sitting right at about 1 million, right? We've had a lot of time. Now, whoever this fool is, we didn't even know who this person was today, right? Wasn't it? We collect a lot of wallets and the things that we do with our staff and our people that with us to make sure that they're still committed to what we're doing. Not so we can hold them just completely responsible, but to tell them that, hey, look, if you're here, we collect revenue share. They're supposed to collect revenue share, but they're supposed to hold and have a certain amount and do certain work and all that stuff. But I want to go back. I want to hit the daily chart here, and I'm going to go back, and you're going to see something that really happened that is very disconcerting, and you'll see it right here at this level, right? Now, what was this? This is, we have what we refer to as a top 5 position. There was myself and 4 other people. So there was 5 of us. And one of the top 5 left at this point, but they just didn't leave. They left with the intention to do damage. And this was hurtful. It wasn't just hurtful because it was the wrong thing to do, but the person blamed everybody around. I'm not going to use names. I'm not going to say anything about it, but just know that his profile was the same as the color of the chart, right? It was the bear of the chart, right? So in that mentality, this person did this because they felt things weren't going their way, or they even said, I felt somebody else was going to do it before me, so I did it to you before them. This is a mentality that is strictly relation. Right? So when you get these big movements, these big happenstances, it's not you. And so how do you respond to that? You just keep working. You just keep building. As the great Dory says, just keep swimming, right? But that's the way.
That's called a pour. That's a long-term pour right there. I don't care if they walk away with any kind of money. That's a pour, 100%.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And it's something to say that at this level, if this person is ever in relationship of his life later on, and he looks back and he goes, this was probably the single biggest mistake he ever made. Not because, oh, we're going to be 10 million, but because the structure we have, why we're building this mentality, remember that up and down process of build, this didn't come overnight. You know, we're not building something overnight. We're changing an ecosystem, not just the value of one thing. So I think a lot of it comes down to how well you're willing to build your relationship with people so they know what you're doing. Good communications, but there's not too many of those in the chart, right? There's only 1 or 2 that have relationship or didn't have relationship that left. So I think the concept here really, and I'm not trying to change anybody's mind to think exactly like I am, but as you begin, what helps you recover from those is just keep working. You know, they're going to be whatever they are. But if you use that, if you, even in the CTO mentality, I tell most CTOs, reference the CTO as when it happened, like, oh, this person came in and he left, but we're a CTO. Everybody knows the story of a CTO. Everybody knows that Jeets cheat, right? And you can't really stop them from doing, they have their own reason. All right. Well, that's my time there. I wanted to be able to thank everybody here for being here today and talking about the cheating possibility in our chill portion. But now we're going to kind of jump right in and get to one of my favorite parts of this network. Of course, talking about talking about the great stuff we're building. I'm addicted to building, which I'm sure most of you are as well. We're going to go down. We're going to do it in the absolute opposite return here, where we're going to bring out Zack, and we're going to come out and talk about the alpha portion. Now, as we start to do this, keep in mind that there's one important rule with the alpha portion of this network, and that is that you have to have it in building, right? It's either in alpha, it's on paper, it's on a server, it's about to release or soon to release. Not just wishful thinking that I hope I'm on the moon one day, but that you're actually physically building it and you're looking at releasing. Is there anything in the world of Dreamcat, Zack, that you got in that alpha story?
Like alpha that's coming out? Yeah. So we put out, we recently, if you saw our chart, you could pull it up, you could see a couple hardships in there. So one thing we could do to bring more vision is we made the blueprint back to 1 million market cap, right? So we're at 150 or so right now. So I just launched that a few days ago, and that includes a few things that have probably never been done before that may not be totally crypto, but fit some other people. So even if you want to just zoom out real quick, I just detail it for a second, a little bit more. So when you look at like the monthly or the weekly, I feel like you can see it better. So there was just a couple. Sorry, I didn't mean to take extra time. I'll give the.
That's right. That's right.
Okay, so you can see we climbed up consecutively for months on months organically. Then we had the 20K candle there with someone sold, and then a week later I did my first StreamYard, and my wallets here on my original device were sold and wiped on the stream. So it took us all the way candle all the way down to 39 back-to-back hits. But the project is better than it's ever been. Nothing's changed. There's no interior conflict. So you had that, and then Bitcoin, and some people just followed the chart, right? That last little bit is people following what they see. The chart looks bad, but if you're inside in Telegram, it's just like we were on that first dip. We're always improving. So yeah, I just made the roadmap for 1 million. It includes a few different things. One is a mystery thing I'm working on tomorrow. All I can say is that it gives us real world long-term sustainability. It proves that we're here to stay because it costs money and it's something like that. So that's probably tomorrow. And then we're launching a book club, which I haven't seen done. My background's personal development. We're teaching you. The first book is Think and Grow Rich, the best personal development and success book. We're going to go through it. That's going to be a paid deal. I haven't told everyone the metrics, but I'll just tell some of you guys, 10% is going to pay for the books. 20% is going to go to our marketing wallet. And then that's the way I'm going to make a little money because I haven't sold any of the coin, you know, sitting on 200x or whatever.
Yeah.
So, and then the other big thing, probably the biggest of the biggest, is you heard, I forget the name, but they were talking about the Mack or whatever, the Mack coin and what Jupiter is doing. So cats are going to be big. And if you guys follow Murad, he has a top 10 cult list, right, of a lot of calls he's put out in the meme coins. So we're doing something similar like that, or at least I should say I am, for the cats. And so part of Dream Cat's role, his 5 key goals is uplifting and supporting other cats to overtake dogs. So it's going to be a deep dive on all the cat projects. That gives us the way to cross connect, have them on in spaces, and just puts us at the center of everything. So those 3 things, and there's one more, is a interactive PDF, like a 20-pager all inclusive. But yeah, that's what's up to bat on the road to 1 million. So been here for a while, not going anywhere.
I appreciate that. Zach, thank you so much for being here and being a temporary panelist, which is awesome. I appreciate you being here.
No, I really appreciate the hospitality. Thanks so much. Shout out to everyone here.
Problem. All right. So that's how it works. We talk a little bit about what we got coming up, letting everybody know some great stuff. I know Zach has some great ideas and concepts that are coming in. Let's flip this around. We're going to bring up DeFi Times next, if you don't mind. I know you're probably itching to go to bed now after your 17 cups of coffee, but
I'm too tweaked. I'm starting to shake like I'm about 90 years old. Well, I mean, look, our app is already out there. You can download it on the Apple and the Android App Store, and you can read the magazine on the website. Things we're looking to add to that is the new languages. So, like I said, we'll be looking at bringing out Arabic next, which will be absolutely huge. I've already spoken to the UAE government. There's a program that Sheikh Mohammed has on the go at the moment, and it's all about promoting Arabic content. So I've sat with the relevant government department at a trade show, and they're more than happy to promote the Arabic content to help people learn more about crypto. So the Arabic content will come out next. Yeah, we'll just be looking to just bring more people into crypto so we can better educate them so they don't get rugged and they can stay as safe as possible. And then when we're talking about good projects and good practices, it's knowledge that they'll be able to take forward and expand on.
That is amazing. I mean, I know that you have so many touches with that process. And I've always loved the fact of, you know, like everybody talks about magazines are the way out. There's not a lot of stuff anymore, you know, but I'm just always amazed at all the greatness when people put their minds together and how they make things happen. And so they entertain not just themselves, but the others that you want to have in that industry. And anytime that somebody's like, we want to teach you know, the people that are normies and bring them in and get more exposure. It's just, that's how we all got in somehow, some way. Somebody brought us in or gave us, we had to suffer. And I'm glad that you're there to deliver the expert opinions and what I see, having it fun and entertaining and of course learning.
Well,
Education
the funny thing is sorry to cut in. It's not just for beginners. Like I said, I've been here since 2017, and I feel like I know plenty. But obviously, I have to go through a lot of the content, and you know, as I'm reading through it and then listening to the audio before it gets approved, I have learned so much. I'm like, right, I get that. Because the thing is, we've all sat in spaces, we've all sat in different Q&As, and we've all watched 1,000 YouTubers, and they're all trying to sound like the smartest person in the room. They're all trying to use these acronyms that nobody understands, and they just want people to think that they're so well educated that they have to watch their content. And I've always just felt that you walk away from it thinking, I didn't understand half of what he was saying there. Do you know what I mean? So
Yeah.
I wanted to create content that is easy to digest. And, you know, we're not trying to sound like the smartest person in the room. We're just trying to break it down so everybody can understand it. And I think we've done that well because, like I said, even me, who's been in crypto for nearly 7-8 years now, I'm looking at the articles and I'm learning. So I don't think you're ever too knowledgeable to learn something because everything changes so fast in crypto anyway.
You're absolutely right. I think there is an essence in the concept of relaying information. Those that make the complicated simple are absolutely genius, and those that do it in the opposite direction are the opposite of that. I don't know what the opposite of genius is, but it's pretty much not productive. But I appreciate
intuitive.
Exactly. I appreciate you being here today. Thank you very much. In my book, you are a great industry part of this industry, and I look forward to seeing some of the languages coming in and all the advertisements, everything that you've desired to have happen over this last several months that I've known about you coming to fruition and coming into that build. Because really, when that happens, it's only the beginning. Because I know that money, that success will yield even more greatness coming from your network.
And it all goes back to the token holders. It's not like we're doing this to make money. I've bought my own tokens from the LP. I never gifted myself a single token. You know, I don't get paid a wage for doing it. I do this for the love of it. And I work, you know, 16, 18-hour days. This is midnight my time, and I'm still doing it, and I'm still loving it. You know, there's a phrase, you know, find something you love to do, you'll never work a day in your life. You know, and I have to get up at 6 o'clock to take my kids to school, but the first thing I do is get straight on the socials and get straight on it. And I'm lucky that I genuinely love what I do.
Well, I'll tell you, I love that statement and the follow-up statement that usually comes from that, but you also never get a day off because because you love it so much. You're looking at it when you're down the road at the beach. So you're signing stuff off, and you're sitting in a restaurant with your wife on her anniversary, and she doesn't want to smack you in the head, right to the face. No, my whole family works in this industry and what we do. We all work with each other. We love each other. This is great. But DeFiTimes, thank you so much for being here. Listen, PILF, same thing for you, kid. What do you got going on? Something good coming out?
Yeah, so this morning we actually launched our first NFT collection.
What?
Yeah. I know I mentioned another community that cheated on us, but I want to shout out to another community that's been super supportive. They're called Pug, and this morning we launched a meme collection. Sorry, my brain's an NFT collection.
Yeah, there you go.
With them, and we're working on another one with Bad Traders Club as well, another community that's been super supportive. And then when we get to a 50K market cap, I'm releasing a bikini picture with the PILF head on my body.
All right, that's some alpha, but that's also like somebody's gotta like go through my history on my computer afterwards. If anything happens to me, so we got to be careful. My wife will hit me with a bat. No, I teach Kempo, so my wife is also very learned. So is my family, so they're all kill me. But
No, we
I
have a lot
appreciate
of
it.
girls. We have a lot of girls in our community, actually.
Cool. That's awesome. I appreciate that.
Yeah.
Well, I can't wait. I'm going to probably get some time. We have to go and have a look at the NFT collections that are coming over. I appreciate that. And I look forward to seeing what you guys are going to bring to the table over the next couple of weeks.
Oh yeah, we're working hard over here.
Perfect. Great.
Love it.
It's good to see you. All right. So here's how this works. Who did we lose? We lost somebody. Oh, I think Zack had to go. Yeah, he probably had to go.
Yeah, actually, when Zack came on, him and I were talking inside of the main, and he said that happy to be here, but he was only going to be able to stay on for an hour, and he actually pulled double that time.
I know. What a legend. I got to tell you, man. He stayed and he kept his people on the entire time. In fact, his people are still here, sitting at 89 right now, which is fucking amazing.
And then even afterwards, he also said that now is their light time, that they're normally very strong in the morning and the evening, but not during the midday. So impressive numbers for a light period.
Just starting it out there, right? So here's the great thing about what we've built here is that we have such a reach. And even when we have just a few, we're still hitting some very impressive numbers. We may not hit our all-time highs today, but that's okay. This is not always about the massive improvement. I'm okay with the numbers we have because it's strong within each individual person that's brought their time. We did have a few people that did not show, which, you know, stuff happens, who came really super late. I'm okay a couple minutes late, but I'm not okay an hour and a half later, right? But we'll probably see them again soon and probably in one of the shows to come. Now, my co-hosts know what's happening and what's going on. And I normally would talk about our bots, our volume systems, and you should check them out. You should go to shoguncrypto.com and have a look who we are. You know, we're not just a community. We're not just a coin. We are a network of traders and networkers. We are a solution for a lot of coins that are out there in community. We're the community's community, if you will. Like, there is so much information in our network and what we build. Okay. From all things of our Shogun Tsunami bot to our Anvil bot, which is like a market maker system. You know, you can join our team. You can see our coin. We do have a small blog. We don't have a big magazine like DeFi. So if you really want to see some stuff, look at DeFiTimesZ. Awesome network in there. We do have a community system back there, which is all built by our WebForge system, which all communities get for free. I mean, that's a low barrier of entry. I don't think you could do better than free. If you wanted a SaaS network, that's the place to go. Our gun show, of course, is be able to sign up here. Our brand new games that just released yesterday. And again, there wasn't a lot of work to put into this. And I'm sorry, it is a 2D game that I just did on the weekend. And it is so addictive. But the real bad boy is the coming soon is our Shogun game, which all the characters that are in here are built by me with a special character generation system. And there is another game dev that we have that's building the network here. But even then, with this process and what we have here, there's a lot to unpack here. But that's not the real alpha for today. Now, I have not got confirmation for everything today, so I'm going to kind of keep this open just a little bit. But this show format that we have done has been the running alpha for us for a little while because we have worked so hard in spaces. When we first started this system, there was an opportunity just to build spaces over on Twitter. And as you probably know, Twitter rugs a lot. There's a lot of bad things that happens when that's going on. But when we started this Spacious show, we really committed to it. My son, Quentin Crypto, I'm sorry. I probably shouldn't have said you were my son in this thing, but you're my family, so you're stuck with me. And Amos, you know, being here and part of our family now in our network, we have such stuff to offer. Now, normally I wouldn't say of like, of course, I never sell sizzle, right? So there's no sizzle happening here right now. But we built something called a launchpad system. And most of you have heard what this is. But this launchpad is like the fair sale system, like Pink Sale, but for Pump Fund. And we did this for a very particular reason, because when I say that we're tired of ruggers, we are really tired of ruggers. And so what we did is that we created a network, a launchpad system, a DApp, if you will, that is to protect people over on Pump Fund from the rug. So you would come in, you would launch your coin through our network here, okay? And you would have this process that you would put all the information in, get your Telegram, get all your stuff on, you hit submit. It's absolutely free to make a coin. Now, I didn't say 0.04. I didn't say 0.7. I said free to make a coin. When you make the coin here, you can invite people here or keep it secret. One of the two. You can attribution out to the general public, or you could just keep it for yourself. And when people join your network here and pay for the coin, they're paying what we call a fair sale. And that gives them opportunity to put their money in and take it out. This is not somebody, you're not paying anybody money to be in like a Twitter sale. This may not work for everybody that's here, right? But if you got that person you know that wants to make a coin, and this is the way to start, this is how we're changing the industry. Now, why am I saying that to all of you that are here today? Well, we're in beta right now, and alpha testing and beta testing right now. It is live on a channel, but you still can't use it. But the concept here is that once this fires off, this goes straight to Pump Fund. And guess what happens? Over on Pump Fund, you can't rug it. The dev even can't pull out of the coin for the first 30 minutes. And even when it does come time to pull the coin out, for the first 6 hours of the coin's life, he's going to pay a heavy charge for it. I mean, 15% or more. The reason why we did that is because we wanted the people to be in it for the reason that they're there, not to rug. Ruggers won't do that. Ruggers won't put their time in. Ruggers want their quick money, and then out the door they go. They want to create a bunch of hype, throw it in, and rug it out once it clicks radium. One of the other features of this network is that you have the chance to pair up with us, to partner with us, if you will. That we'll give you all of our tools for free, our WebForge, our AnvilBot, our network to be on our Spaces show, sponsored in a space, a launch party, which we're doing tomorrow for one of our coins that we're going to release. Now, when this process releases, this fair sale system is revolutionary because nobody has it to where it actually attaches to Pump Fund. We've made some deals with the networks for both smart contracts, and we've created something vastly unique. Now, why is that so important? Well, because we believe in, like, the whole reason we got into a coin is that we originally started as utility. And somebody came to us and said, well, if you don't have a coin, how do you know what your systems work? Will they work for a coin? Well, we kind of know that it works for a coin. Why? Because we've made a coin. We know a thing or two because we've done a thing or two. Our coin's still sitting at 1 million right now, even after all the things we've been building and all the yeeters and beaters and all that kind of stuff. But we're still sitting at 1.08. And this is a feat. Why? Because all of our systems are working. Our bots work on our site. You can simply see there's our bot, right? That's working on it. We know that that's real. We know our volume bots work. We know our systems work. The website system and the fair set, or the website system that we've made, we know that works. Why? Because all of our websites are made through it. Every single thing we do and build, we use for ourselves. Now, tomorrow, we're launching a coin in that fair sale system to go through Pump Fund. But it's not a regular coin. We're creating something called Shogun, which is CHOU or CHOGIN. And this Shogun, this little coin right here, is what's going to be launching. Now, what is this coin used for? We're going to be using it as a form of commerce. I know there's a lot of gateway stuff out there, but that silver coin is going to be used to pay for sponsorships for the show. That's going to be used to buy our services and systems that aren't free over on our web system, like us building a website for you, or building a network, or creating social media systems for you, or editing videos. That silver coin is going to be the commerce. Now, you have an opportunity. We're going to do in this launch party. We're hoping to launch it tomorrow, but we're going to be doing it from a live show. Never been done before like this. Now, I know there's plenty of live shows that launch coins. They do all this stuff. You hear them on Spaces all the time. These little rug parties, as we like to call them. But why we're doing this in a live format is, one, we're testing our launch pad. We want to make sure as everything goes through and you're buying, once we go to Pump Fund, that once it hits the radium, that our system, because it's been tested all the way up to the point of hitting radium. And you can't do that just by wishful thinking. You got to fire it off and let it go through the Pump Fund deal. We know we're going to get ruggers and tuggers and people that try to come in there and do whatever. And in the big yeeters and jeeters, I don't care. We already have a very large amount. We have, I think, over 40 SOL already committed to building the base of that silver coin. And that base is where everything is going to be held at. And who holds that? The prime company, the prime network is all going to be in one network solution in there. And I know a lot of people are like, oh, I wouldn't buy a coin if you had a lot of money in the one wallet. That one coin could just disappear. Absolutely. But the opposite is true. If you trust the organization, you trust the network, you trust myself, and it's not just myself now because I own 78% of Shogun, but with Shogun, we're going to own a very large percent of it, but it's going to be shared in a multi-sig wallet, which is very important because we want to control the base. Now, with that, there's going to be a lot of commerce going back and forth. You can join in and buy over at pump, or once it hits the radium, every single coin its worth will have a 2-to-1 ratio. What does that mean? Well, if you buy $100 worth of coin, you can get $200 worth of services from us. That's how we create an influx of this market value using that silver coin as the process. Our Shogun coin, you can still buy and go do whatever you're going to do and have fun with that. Own that because that's going to 25% of everything we make through our entire network, even our services through the Shogun coin, go into Shogun to produce a buyback and back, not a buyback and burn. That's something different, but a buyback and back, which builds our liquidity. Very unique things. I know I unpacked a lot for you, but I want you to stay tuned for this. This is coming out tomorrow. We will announce either the show and or when the show is firing to be able to do that. We have emails from every single one of our panelists and our shillers here. We want to have you come back and join us in the crowd. We're going to have some very special guests tomorrow as well, where I appreciate everybody that's been here today. As a final thing, and I know that some people had to go because it was top of the hour, we sort of taken on, we did hit 1,800, and I'll share that out here right now before we head out for the day. We did hit 1,800, which is absolutely wonderful. We had 524 from Space-Cadet. Thank you so much. Pengu's mom, 124. Shogun Cryptos won the day with 845 or 841. DeFiTimesZ at 175. Dreamcat Solana 95. And poor old Trader Max at 2. Well, Trader Max's main page is 41. So, not too bad. But before we head out and call it the day, let's have a little last segment, last little bit of goodbye from our panelists that are still here and our shillers that had to go. But we have PILF. Is there anything lastly you'd like to say as we say goodbye?
I love the bot that you guys created, or the protection from being rugged on Pump Fund. That's epic. I love what you guys are doing. This whole thing is amazing. Thank you so much for having us. I'm so happy to be here.
Well, I can't wait to us get a chance to have you back, getting into an interview and really get who Pengu's mom is and get that whole ecosystem in our world over here too.
Yeah, I would love to. I would love to do more with you, 100%.
Thank you so much. Guarantee you two things: we'll never rug you. We'll never yeet out of anything you got.
Same. Yeah. I'm here to support other communities as well.
Thank you so much.
Yep.
And as Stinkcoin goes as a sponsorship today, thank you so much for being here today. I wanted to be able to play your video, but we made an interview behind the scenes on it. I never got approval for I thought I had it. I couldn't get it to do my thing, and I'm sorry about that. But again, there's no extra charge to anything that we've done and worked with you. But we appreciate you being here today. Is there anything you would like to say lastly for Stinkcoin Space-Cadet?
I'll pick up my kids, so you might hear some background noise, but I just want to say, love being here. Definitely we'll be back as a panelist. We'll definitely be sponsoring again because we love contributing to something wonderful like this. I do want to say that I would love to grow the YouTube channel. If anybody could go check it out, it's youtube.com/stinkcoin. And the last thing I want to say is that we are running some bounties. We want to use Stinkcoin as a form of payment, and the thing that we're going to be buying from whoever wants to provide it is IRL video of a prank involving a really bad smell and an unwilling victim. And just yell out Stinkcoin. Just yell out Stinkcoin, and you have some Stinkcoin coming your way for that kind of asset.
I like that. Play the stink on the stink and get some stink. That's nice. I like it. It works. Space-Cadet, thank you so much for being here today. I really do appreciate everything you brought in, and as well as just thankful that you had a chance to be a part and share your community value and your Twitter being here today. So as final, I want to say,
Max, appreciate you, man.
You're welcome. As a final, Mr. Amos, you got anything you want to add to the end of the show?
No, not much. Yeah, thanks to everybody who presented and came up today. It's always a good show. Had a good turnout as always. So, yeah, I think it's.
We have to come up with segment for Mr. Amos because Quinton's in the back office doing stuff. I feel like I just take charge of the entire thing. I do apologize. It's my radio nature in me. We got to get you coming out and saying more things.
Yeah, I got a few ideas I could run past you.
There you go. Let's do it. Mr. Quinton, great job today, buddy. Keeping the smoothest in the show behind the scenes and making sure everybody's got their links and what they need. It's not an easy job, brother, and you handle it with fucking aces.
Thank you. It's we're learning things together. We're running into interesting problems, but we handle those problems very well, and we handle it together. As you're coming on here, and whether you're shilling or you're a panelist or you're a sponsor, we figured this stuff out. Like it's never one-sided. It's never like you're just on, you don't know what's going on 100%. You don't know what's going on, and then we figure it out together. So it's fantastic to be working with all these wonderful peoples on the front end and the back end. So I just really appreciate you all.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. All right. So what did I do? I broke it. Pink and dink. See my face. There you go. All right. Well, that's the show. I'm Trader Max as your host, and we're going to do a quick outbound here real quick as we say goodbye. Hi, everybody. This has been the Shogun Gun Show, and man, what a day it has been. We've had such a great time shilling and chilling with all of you and providing some great alpha. If you please, down below in the description, there is going to be links to everybody's stuff. There's so many links, I don't even know what to do. But if you have any questions or anything that you want to share with us or actually join the show, make sure you go to shoguncrypto.com and hit our space show or our gun show link up at top and join us either as a panelist, a shiller, or even a sponsor. There's some great options in there. I want to thank everybody that had a chance to be here, from the Pengu coin to Stink Coin to DeFiTimesZ, everybody who's been here just had a great time with all of you. I hope you've enjoyed the show. We got to over 1,800 people today on our show, which, man, let me tell you, it's such a great opportunity to be here and be alive in this industry with so many great things. And if you had a chance to hear our alpha for our show for tomorrow, for the 24th of January, make sure that you pay attention to our Twitter page as well as any other stuff that you can see from us. Join us in our Telegram if you can. To my panelists that are still here, please stick around because there's a little backstage after party that we get to talk about some things. And I want to make sure you got some opportunity to be in that. But you know what? There is such a great opportunity for all of you in our world as we change crypto for what we want it to be. And that's righteous, honorful, respectful, and we just love all of you. We have a saying that the best revenge is living well. So get out there and tell all those haters how well you're doing. And I'm Trader Max from Shogun Gun Show with all of our hosts and all of our panelists. We wish you the best day. And as always, live well.